Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast, the podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
Well, we're all brand new at the beginning.
Brand new.
Yep.
Brand new.
So I spent about 4 hours working on all that today, and
You're a good man.
Looked good.
thank you.
I do have a question. Is the countdown is the countdown come to us when it's at 5 and it's longer for people watching, or is the countdown start at 5?
No, the countdown's just at the end of that slide.
Right. That's what I didn't know because the last countdown was like we started at what, 30 or something?
30. Yeah.
And I didn't know if this went from 30 and then it just only picked up at 5. I like it.
That's a 35-second video, but the last 5 counts down. So because it doesn't do anything before that. So in order for me to know when to go to the intro, I put in the 5-second countdown.
Gotcha.
So,
And for those of you keeping track at home, Eric will tell you the ins and outs of it, but we kind of had to change our theme song for legal reasons.
yeah.
So he could explain it better.
So when we picked that song 6.5 years ago now, or about, it was kind of public. I won't say it's public domain. There's different levels of all that free use sort of thing, but as long as you gave it credit. So in our ending credits, if you ever watch those, there was a link and a license to that song in our ending credits. That was me giving credit. So we've got some information in our ending credits that's outdated. So we're going to get those redone. So I wanted to download the song again so I could redo the ending slide. Well, turns out the permissions on that song had changed. And for whatever reason, I'm not going to ask anybody why they choose to do what they do with their own work, but for whatever reason, this thing said you can't use our song on podcasts. So
Probably a fan of Richard Marx.
It's right. Yeah. It's probably due to they don't want anybody to make money off of it, and I get it. But little do they know, we're not making any money, so we're no harm to them.
The joke's on them.
Right.
No, and we had a conversation. I mean, we probably fly under the radar enough to where it wouldn't be a problem, but at the same time, we are content creators, quote unquote, and we don't want to use anybody's work in such a way that they don't want to use. So,
Right. We are ethical.
yes.
We put the cool in ethical.
So that explains the new theme song, the new opening slide. You'll see a different ending slide as well, with the same song. So
If you stick around.
please stick around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Savannah's already here.
Hey, Savannah.
According to my calendar, there are 3 other people here. 4 other people now. So if you'd like to chime in, please do. If not, I guess linger out in the shadows somewhere. It's all good. But,
So I want to go ahead and put it out there. I am a meteorology person, but we've got some severe weather that is nothing terrible, just severe thunderstorms. So there is that possibility that somebody, one of the 3 of us, we're in 3 different locations. It's not unheard of for the power or the internet, the interwebs, to go out in these kind of storms. So just throwing that out there. If we would disappear quickly, that might be it.
Yes.
So
Brady's cheeks are currently clenched tighter than you all can imagine.
I've gotten better. I ate a magnesium gummy to calm me down.
oh, is that what
No.
it was?
Yeah. So Taylor Swift is back in the house. All that busy honeymooning and everything.
As is the historian.
Historian.
Gentleman Schmidlman. He knows that's going to be our retort when he types it.
Indeed.
Gentleman Schmidlman.
All right. Oh,
So yeah.
I want to let Eric do all of his housekeeping.
well, that's what I was doing here. I forgot to put up our For whatever
There it
reason, when I
is.
redid these opening and closing things, the overlay stays on while all that was playing. So I have to turn it off and then turn it back on. But anyway,
You are indeed footloose and fancy free, Eric.
oh,
Look
yes.
at you.
Yes.
Flat Lois.
I will be foot looser and fancy freer come next week. You all are
Foot
going back to work.
You'll be the loosest and the fanciest, freest.
Exactly.
Comes in John Lithgow's his mellow. He's no longer footloose. Reba's his fancy free.
Reber.
So this is my new favorite. Anytime you go to a Vinyl Countdown show, I like to give you a little trivia too. And my fun fact lately, when we play Footloose, is that Michael Jackson's Thriller was number 1 on the charts for 37 straight weeks until Footloose knocked it off.
I heard that the other day.
Yes.
Very nice. That was a strong soundtrack. We were just, where were we talking about this at?
Was it on the way to hell that day?
I think it's when we came out of the portal that night. That's what it was.
I think it was, as a matter of fact. We took our twip.
Took our twip.
to the fourth dimension.
Yes.
All right. Housekeeping. Follow us, like us on Facebook, X, and Instagrams. Listen and watch us on Facebook, obviously. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, Rumble, and iHeartRadio, and the iHeartRadio app. All those different platforms. Also, most anywhere you can find a podcast, you can generally find us audio-wise anyway. So, all right, Miss Wilson is with us.
Miss Wilson.
I before we start with our topic, I have something dawned on me last night. And we've talked about this sort of thing before, I think. So I hadn't had dinner. It was a late night, and I was looking for something to eat. There wasn't much to eat, and I noted, and I'm like, you know what? I'll have a couple hot dogs. Had a couple Nathan's All Beef Franks still in the refrigerator. And has this ever happened where you get them out? I wrap them in a paper towel, I put them in the microwave, and then I go, and the damn hot dog buns are not to be found. No hot dog buns. And I know we had a bag of hot dog buns here because we don't eat hot dogs very often. We had made some around the 4th, and I knew that's where the Nathans were from, and I knew we had hot dog buns. Couldn't find them.
Somebody had eaten your Franklin buns.
I don't know. Ethan there's probably a bag of an empty bag in his room or something like that. But anyway, so I do what you have to do. We're from Brown County. We know what to do. You either grab bread or hamburger buns. And I grabbed hamburger buns.
Oh, bad choice.
And if you've never, hang on a minute. If you've never done this before, here's the correct way to eat a hot dog on a hamburger bun is you got to fillet it. You got to skin her down the middle and then crosswise. So you end up, and then you unfold it, and you end up with 4 pieces side by side.
Pig planks.
So, and they fit perfectly on the hot dog bun. To be honest with you, the bun to Frank ratio is perfect. So I do that. I put a little shredded cheese on them, back in the microwave for 15 seconds to get the shredded cheese melted down. My ketchup, my spicy mustard, and they were fantastic. And I was thinking while I was eating, this is something we always kind of joked about, like, you know, when you're from Brown, you know, when we were kids, like when you were out of hot dog buns, you just had a slice of bread or whatever bread you had.
Yeah, you do the pork parka.
But
like
I'm saying it right now, a hot dog or a hamburger bun is a better vehicle for hot dogs than an actual hot dog bun, and certainly better than a slice of bread.
As long as you have 2 hot dogs, right? Not if you have 1.
No, I had well, these were smaller hamburger buns.
Slider buns.
Not slider
bun.
Not like the
slider
big,
bun.
But no, Eric, I had 2 separate hot dogs, but I put them on 2 separate buns. So, but by the time I sliced it and diced it both directions, it ended up making 4 half hot dog sheaths. You know what I mean? And you put them beside each other, and it took up the entire area of the bun. But
so the
here's
bun
why
to
it works
Frank ratio was cool.
But here's why it works. Well, if it had been the big old hamburger buns, no.
Yeah.
But here's what made it so great. It made a perfect platform for the condiments and the shredded cheese. It's kind of a pain to put shredded cheese on a hot dog in a hot dog bun. You know what I
True.
mean?
True.
That's fact. It spills.
And here's what never happens with a hamburger bun. I don't think it could happen. Is nothing's worse when you fix up your hot dog, and in the process of doing it, you knock the bottom out of it. You split the bottom out of it, and that thing pulls into two pieces.
The old hot
terrible.
dog trap door.
Then you got to grip the hot dog so firmly that you can't even enjoy eating it because you can't let loose or it'll fall out of the bottom. And the
Gotta
problem
get
with a
the
slice
right
of bread,
touch.
the problem with a slice of bread is you got to keep it wrapped up too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm deeming that a decently small hamburger bun is the best vehicle for a hot dog. It is the way I will eat them from now on.
So have we already segued into Brady's unpopular opinions here?
There
Is
we
that
go.
where we are?
There we go.
Which is going to be my topic, which is unpopular opinions. And Todd, if I have to ghetto me a hot dog, I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever put one on a hamburger bun because if I don't have hot dog buns, chances are I don't have hamburger buns. You know what I mean? Now, in case of like 4th of July where you got both.
Well,
But
right. But I will say as a family, we eat more hamburgers than hot dogs.
Yeah.
So how about hot dog in a tortilla?
That would work. But again, you got to keep it held. You got to, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It would work though.
But no one ever talks about that. I've never heard of anyone doing that.
I think why, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, because when you bite into a hamburger or a hot dog bun, there's a little cushion before you hit the Franklin. If you've got it wrapped in a tortilla, there's no cushion before the Franklin. It's just like, I don't
see what
know.
you're
It might,
saying.
yeah, it might throw off.
Not
the-
enough pushback. Not enough
Yeah.
pushback from the bread. But what about a pita? What about a pita with a hot dog stuffed just full of hot dog?
Now, if you bend the Franklin so it shapes at the bottom of the pita, and then you kind of shut the pita like it would be a Ziploc baggie. There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, and again, all of these work, but all of them require you to be on top of it with the hand grip. The hamburger bun, no, you don't have to have. I mean, nothing, no special grip needed. Just
You
It's
do
your
need
hands
a proper
and
grip.
gravity.
right, right.
What the heck happened there?
There he fall out of his chair.
No, it sounded like
Spilled
he
my
was.
pap.
Oh, I was just say you sounded aggravated, like he was shooing a feline that had walked into the studio.
I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves.
We shall. This is the first time in Play It By Your history we've had a pop delay. But well, I'll go ahead and kick this off. But yes, my topic of the night is unpopular opinions. Thank you, somebody that wants to remain nameless, and the historian for nominating this as a favorite topic. But here we go. All superhero movies have the same plot. That is an unpopular opinion, not my opinion. I'm just saying that this person says all superhero movies have the same plot. I don't know,
So,
man.
Are you disagreeing with that, or are you?
I,
Or it doesn't
I
bother you?
am. It's the unpopular opinion. I don't agree with that. Because I'm a comic book person, and I see the subtleties in it. But to somebody who doesn't get into the comic book thing or just watch the movies, I could see maybe where that becomes a problem. But I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as big on them as you are. It comes and goes with me. I've been off that for a few years now, but I
There's
do
been
need to
some
go,
bad ones.
I need to go back and pick a lot of them up. But okay. How about this? I rarely straddle the fence, but I will say that most of them have similar plots.
Yeah, because there's got to be a superhuman. There's
Yeah.
got to be a bad guy.
They are in the same plot family.
But, but to say that Batman and Spider-Man are similar plot lines, I mean,
Now, can I say that all superhero movies share themes,
Sure.
share certain themes.
I mean, it could be argued that all superhero movies, including like Harry Potter, they go back to the whole Joseph Campbell's story arc, the hero's journey arc
Right.
that goes back to like classical lit. Boy, I just
Well,
nerded
and with
out
the
there.
whole with great with great
Yeah.
what is it called?
Miss Wilson
know.
would be proud of me.
Right. Whatever Spider-Man's uncle told him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Eric, go ahead, Todd. Sorry.
I was going to say I will say that about theme, and I think maybe I don't know maybe people are getting plot and theme mixed up.
Possibly. I don't know. It's just I could find the subtleties in them, but there always has to be that superhumanness, and there always has to be some bad foil, and that's about as similar as they all are going to have that in common, but the subtleties are a lot of difference. But once again, I'm a little bit of a nerd about that stuff, so.
With great power comes great responsibility.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they all have that theme.
Right.
All right.
Good versus evil, like Miss Wilson said. Yeah. Hello, James. Hello, Richard.
James.
Hello, Mama Liming.
Mom. And Chris, the bouncing boy feature film. He's making reference back to our lame superheroes episode we did, and Bouncing Boy was just exactly that. He can bounce vigorously like a ball. You guys got quiet. All right. Here we go. Here's another unpopular opinion. This should be fun. Beards and caps are men's makeup. Beards and caps are men's makeup.
Todd, since you're wearing both.
I mean, just based on location, I can see beards more than caps. I mean, women don't wear makeup atop their head.
No, but it's where women, the headgear, like the hairband, the scrunchies, things like that. Our hats are our headbands and scrunchies and such.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, makeup's not permanent. Well, beards aren't permanent either, I guess. But I guess that was getting ready to be a terrible connection I was getting ready to make, because they're both there until you remove them. But
yep.
But all right, we need more women to chime in here, because fellas, we're going to get in trouble if we chime in too much with this.
Yeah, true that. What I will say that just like makeup styles, beard styles change also, from the Miami Vice of the 80s stubble to everybody looking like Benjamin Harrison a few years ago. The Duck Dynasty, all that kind of stuff. So it changes. Now I think it's going back the other way.
A Duck Dynasty, that really did bring in a whole beard revival, didn't it?
It did.
I'm guessing it kind of harkens back to ZZ Top, Eric's favorite.
Yeah.
Eric's favorite musical group.
One of my favorites.
But you're right. They it comes and goes. But here's what never happens, though. I will say this, and Eric is a man who has consistently worn about the same facial hair styling for what, Eric, most of your adult life.
Yeah.
Right. I will say this about beards, and I don't know about makeup, so maybe we need some people that wear makeup. Whoever you are, if you wear makeup, maybe you can chime in here. But when a style of beard is like when the Duck Dynasty trend kind of was going and people were growing the big beards, but the other facial hairstyles don't just go away completely. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always people wearing goats. There's always people wearing, I mean, I saw like, the mutton chops and things like that aren't exactly popular, but Eric,
the Millard Fillmore Creature of the Black Lagoon kind of sideburns.
I mean, Eric's facial hair doesn't ever go out of style, even if it's not a trend at the time, like a Duck Dynasty beard or something. It never goes out of style. Yeah. Now, what has happened, I've noticed in the last couple of years, the mustache only look has kind of has returned at times. Some of these pop singer dudes, your Benson Boones and some of these guys, you'll just see all of a sudden wearing just a mustache with nothing else.
I think
Pat
those
Boone.
are ironic.
Think what?
What was that?
Said Pat Boone.
Pat Boone, Dan Fogelberg, those kids get out of control. But like I think the mustaches, at least dudes, especially in the 17 to 23 range, the ones wearing mustaches are wearing mustaches to be funny. I'm not sure that they love them and think that they're great and their best feature, but right now it's kind of funny and ironic to have a mustache.
Oh, I mean, I'll be honest. When I grow my facial hair out and it gets a little long, when I shave, first thing I shave everything and leave my mustache just to laugh about it.
Oh, I did that day. I did the Fu Manchu the other day. I hadn't shaved it about a week, and I had I was going for the Ox Baker look, the heart punch wrestler. But yeah, I look ridiculous, man. It's like there are a few things sillier than me and a mustache.
Sawdust is man glitter.
But well, all right, yeah.
Miss Wilson agrees that the makeup, and she's right. I mean, some wear beards to hide perceived flaws, chin lines, acne, etc. And I like the way you said perceived, Miss Wilson. That's very nice, because a lot of times, we're doing that to try to cover things up, but we're okay. We're fine. We don't need to cover that up.
Love yourself.
That's right.
Yes. All right. I think we might get into some interesting one. This is an interesting one. Not necessarily funny, but I'm curious to see what people say about this. Wired headphones are better than wireless.
Depends on what you mean by better, I think.
Well, it just says better than. Sound comfortable. Like, I don't know, man.
Well,
what do you think? There's some people that feel very strongly about this, because if they're wireless, that means they have to be charged.
Well, I will say this. There's also several levels to this. A very, very, very top of the line wireless headphones are probably going to sound better than a mid-range to low-range wired.
Correct.
Now, I wear these earbuds for the podcast here, and but I will say, like, when I mow, I have a Bluetooth set of headphones that make these. I mean, they put these to shame. These are much more expensive. These are, but so again, I don't know that we could say better. I think it depends on the use, the usage, or the need.
I'm willing to throw down, and it doesn't say this, so I'm reading into this. I think what they might be saying is you never have to charge wired headphones. They never have to be charged. You just plug them in and you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Well, but at the same time, though, if you have a cell phone that only has a USB-C port, you need specialized headphones
right.
Which I think that's the root to the controversy.
Are there any phones anymore that come out with headphone jacks?
No. Nope. I actually, the brand of monitor, the AKGs that I use, actually, you can get them in C, like that'll go into your charger port.
Right.
But then, of course, the olden days, you had the little tiny little jack. And so, yeah, I think they did away with the little needle nose jack completely. And I think that's probably the genesis of this, where people prefer the other one.
But it seems like, and this in the entertainment world, bands, musicians, which I mean, in-ears are definitely the thing. They've taken over the entire industry, from big bands to national touring bands to local bands. But hardly anybody wears wireless earbuds. Now, wireless in that you have a pack, your battery pack, your transmitter, your receiver. But I'm talking about the actual buds are always wired. to the pack.
Mm-hmm.
I know they make wireless in-ear buds.
Yeah.
But you don't see a lot of people going with them.
Those would be expensive, I'm so imagine.
Well, I mean, but I'm talking even like national acts and stuff. I mean, you always see these. I mean,
all right. I don't know anybody who says this. I'm going to call this into question. This is going to be a quick one. The middle seat is the best airplane seat. Hogwash. That is just somebody being contrarian.
Do any
No.
of these give reasonings?
No. That's up to us to hang that on them. But I just think that's somebody that's being oppositional. Nobody wants the middle ever.
Okay, then let's go the other way. Someone give me an advantage of the middle seat. Is there any advantage?
That's what I'm sitting here thinking. I have zero, none. The only, and when I read this one earlier, this is it. This is all I got. That if you have two children and you sit in the midst of them, you can keep them from fussing on a flight. But that's really not an advantage. That's just called parenting.
let's be real. Nobody keeps their kids from fussing on anything anymore.
Yeah,
I said it.
I mean,
I said it.
unpopular opinion.
Uh,
Mine are pretty good. I just have to give them a look.
I don't fly enough to have an opinion on this. I mean, the last time I flew, I sat by the window. I think it's always going to depend on who you're between, who you're betwixt.
Yeah.
I think everything about flying is detestable anymore,
Mm.
which is why I'm so excited. I'm going to Florida in October, and I'm flying first class for the first time.
Oh, sweet.
So just 2 seats, me and Becky next to each other, wider seats. Gonna live the rich person's life.
There you go.
Miss Wilson, that got dark. she said, in plane crashes, you have 2 bodies cushioning you. Yikes.
There you go.
Or 2 bodies crushing you.
That's
So Chris brings up the TV's Topanga. Should we bring up what I sent you guys the other night?
Go right ahead.
Well, actually, I have to credit Celia. She's the one that sent it to me. But so we talking here a lot about TV's Topanga and how she was quite a crush for a lot of certain age people, including myself back in the day. And she's kind of had a resurgence of late because of Dancing with the Stars, and so she's all over social media and things like that. Well, now she is selling, or I shouldn't say selling. She is a spokesperson for is it Cologuard or another brand?
Cologuard.
Cologuard. I don't know if it was that or another brand, but the Cologuard at-home testing boxes. And she's just happy. Like it's just it's so odd to see. Now I know this is going to make me look very immature, and I apologize because yes, at my age, I know what happens, but I just do not like to think of my teenage crush crushing it in a box at home and sending it off to be tested. I hope they're paying her well. I hope they're paying her well. I bet they are.
Chris, you paint a beautiful picture there.
They need to have us selling it. We have some good stories for Cologuard.
Oh,
we could
yeah.
Yes, we do.
We have some. Oh, oh gosh, yeah, I forgot about those.
So not to besmirch TV's Topanga, but I'm guessing any paying gig is a good paying gig for her nowadays.
Well, like I said, she. I mean, they probably wouldn't be asking her if she wasn't a little bit back in the spotlight after Dancing. Like I said, she didn't win Dancing with the Stars, I don't think, but I think she made it pretty far.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know they have a podcast, and as a matter of fact, she may have her own podcast. But either way, I wonder what TV's Topanga is worth. I'm going to look her up. TV's Topanga.
I will tell you, Todd, I did not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you now because I forgot. Remember what I said to you, the screenshot? There's a GalaxyCon that's going to be in Columbus for 3 days where you could have pay to have your picture autograph with Heather Graham's going to be there. But TV's Topanga was originally supposed to be there, but she
I
had
don't-
to cancel.
Right. I don't have the Heather Graham hang up that you do, but
Oh,
I you guys know I already have. I don't know where it is. It was back there, but I have a signed TV's Topanga picture.
oh, do you now?
Yeah. My
I don't
daughter
think I
got it
knew
for me.
that.
Yeah, my daughter got it for me at one of those Comic-Con things.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Net worth.
one of the other, just some of the other celebrities, all three of the Jay and Silent Bob and Dante from Clerks and Randall, they're all going to be there, and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Let's guess net worth before you say it.
But Chris is right. She is actually in that new Sandlot show too.
Yeah.
She's happening now. That's why the color guard latched onto her. They know where their bread's buttered.
So have you found the net worth?
I mean, who knows if it's. I found what AI says her net's worth. Her net's worth.
Net worth.
I say 1.5 million. Brady.
I say at least 3, based on royalties and residuals from the syndicated show. Go for it, Todd. What is?
What did you say, Brady?
I said 3 million.
3 million in 2025.
I didn't look it up, I promise.
Yeah.
And the historian also said there's a Sandlot spinoff TV show, and TV's Topanga is going to be in the Sandlot.
Is there an echo in here? Hello.
No, I'm sorry. I just registered. I was thinking of other things. I was probably thinking about Heather Graham. But anyway. All right.
Real quick, while we're at it, what do you think Heather Graham's worth? You look it up.
15 million.
Heather.
I'm going to say 9 million.
Heather Graham. Net worth.
Yes.
Estimated to be around 25 million as of 2026.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
Says that her average annual income is around 2 million. A major earning for her was in The Hangover. She reportedly earned about 6 million.
I forgot she was in The Hangover.
She directs. She's authored 2 novels. So forth and so on.
Nice. All right. Unpopular opinion. It is acceptable to order somebody off your boat when they are misbehaving or getting out of control. So just stopping someplace and demanding they get off.
Like in the middle of a lake or an
That's what
ocean?
I say. It would
No,
depend on
I'm not saying walk the plank, but you go to the nearest dock, wherever it be, and say, find her way home.
isn't there always someone acting a fool in a boat? It's one of the downsides.
Well, I have a
to
real strong
boats.
opinion about this. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it's totally acceptable.
One of
I have a story, but
Go ahead.
well, when I had my boat on the shores of Lake Winoka and was out on one Saturday, and the acquaintance of an acquaintance kind of found themselves on the boat with their spouse. And I was kind of sketchy about this acquaintance. I found this acquaintance kind of obnoxious within 5 or 6 minutes. Now, Lake Winoka is not it's not my lake, but I took great offense and just disgust at what happened. Because, you put on, you get your noodles or your floaty or whatever, you get into the lake, And I know that, it's difficult. Some people pee in the lake because, it's difficult to get back there in time and everything. But this particular acquaintance of an acquaintance took an aqua dump in Lake Winoka, and I was so horrified.
In Brady Liming's Lake Winoka?
They took an aqua dump. Props to Shorzy for the term. And I seriously was about ready to take them to some stranger's dock. I had to restrain my temper. That's disgusting.
You mean? Hey, let me back up here. They were with you. They were in your boat.
Yes,
and they hung it out of the boat and just did that.
No, they went into the water and okay. Let me define as Shorzy defines it. What an aqua dump is when one defecates while floating in the water.
That's gross.
It is disgusting. And I couldn't get over it. I never wanted to see. I don't think I did. I haven't talked to this person nor been in their company ever again.
As usual, I'm going to be controversial.
Careful.
I'm going to be controversial, piss off a certain demographic of our audience. But some boat people can be some of the most annoying people on earth.
These are facts.
And by that I mean the people who, and this just isn't me. I'm not judging them. I'm not into it. I am judging them, but whatever. There's a lot of people that would judge me what I like to do for fun. So I get it. And that's one thing about me. I'll judge, but I have thick skin. I dish it out and I can take it. But number one, if you go to any body of water, there's always a boat full of young people that go by screaming, being obnoxious, making fun of everyone else who's not on their boat. That's the first thing. And then also these things where you just see a bunch of boats together and everybody's just there partying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't think of very many places on earth that I would not want to be at more than those. It's like that and the Sunlight Pool at Old Coney or whatever, or my version of hell.
I enjoy being on the water a lot. But like, I think what these people are typically saying is like, you're out on a John, and if somebody gets out of line, it's like, it's the version of I'm going to stop this thing and turn around, except you go to the first dock you can. It's like, okay, get out. But some people say, well, that's, horrible. They got to find a way back. They're going to have to, but no, in this case, I'm totally down with it.
Yeah.
Is the weather turning, Eric?
Just not a.
Yeah, I'm hearing wind out my window.
I was going to say, even with
Wind?
earplugs in, I think something just smacked against my window. I think it's a shrub or a branch.
Lock them up in the hold and feed them hot dogs on a tortilla.
There you go. That is the solution right there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Brady. I will say, like, if there is a cramping situation and some stomach issues, that's one thing.
And I would be totally, if I felt that happened, I could be a compassionate human being. But this was just nasty and brazen, and
seems like the logistics of that would be difficult.
I don't want to know.
I mean,
I was just furious, though. It infuriated me.
Yeah. And this is going to make me sound really old and really squaw, but I think one of the reasons why I have the issues with the boat people is because if you're a boat person that likes to go out and fish, great. I like fishing. If you're a boat person that likes to go out and cruise around,
like cruising,
right? Cruise around. But if you're someone who wants to go out and just get absolutely shit-faced, and every time you go by, they're screaming, holding their beer, and that's your goal is just go drink on the water, that's where I get annoyed. And wouldn't you agree that it's always the groups that I'm talking about are always just absolutely hammered?
They can be.
Somebody's driving that boat too.
Yeah. um, you know,
That shouldn't
what
be.
what you described about like a boat full of young people, like I've not experienced that. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. I would say when I say older, like the poorer behavior I've seen have been 40 and 50 somethings in boats. Yeah.
Okay, Brady, a question which kind
Yes.
of ties into what the historian said here. Would you have turned around and let someone find a better place to conduct their commerce?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
There's an emergency. Yes, I will try to make it happen. I will get you to the nearest public dock, which is like it's not very far, and they could get a facility that they could find some place to conduct their commerce to make a deposit. But I'm sorry, but the swim through window is closed in the lake. That will not be happen. That was just foul, and I was like, just viscerally, you know, boo.
so then my question is, was this previously announced that this was going to happen? Hey, I'm going
No.
into the water to do this, or
No, it was announced on the way back in, and I thought about shutting my gate and say swim. This boat is closed.
I mean, not
That
to mention that cleaning up from such an activity and then sitting on your boat.
Well, that crossed my mind too. There was all kinds of things, but sorry, Todd. Yeah, I just it was just, but this was like kicking. It's so evidently it's a popular opinion that you know disembarking somebody from your vessel before the end of is considered, of course, I wouldn't do it under normal circumstances, but there are circumstances. I will take that unpopular opinion. The gangplank goes down, man. You out of here.
Yeah. I said it's another one of those things that I have such little experience. I mean, I can count on one hand how many boats I've probably, maybe two, how many boats I've been on my life.
Yeah.
I'm just not a water person.
Yeah. About 7 years ago, historian, 7 or 8 years ago, 7. So yes, my dander is still up. All right. Money can buy happiness. This is the unpopular opinion. Money can indeed buy happiness.
It's interesting. I'm reading a book right now. It's a very good book. I'm trying to find the light.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you think.
There you go.
And the whole idea, I'm only 4 or 5 chapters in, but so far, I think the big idea is that there's a difference between thoughts and thinking. Thinking is what makes people miserable. And I think that the whole money doesn't buy happiness ties into that. The lack of money can certainly cause the opposite of happiness.
Correct. At least stress.
But we all have this magic number in our head of like, hey, if I just had this amount of money or I just had this amount of salary, all my problems would be over. But we all are smart enough to know that that's not.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all relative.
Right. But also, so I guess when you just break it down to the simplest, no gray area, all black and white, money doesn't cause happiness or unhappiness, but I can see with a very basic definition of money can cause happiness because, again, if you don't have money and you don't have food or you don't have shelter, you don't have, you know what I'm saying? So,
oh, absolutely.
So how about this? Money can make the unhappy times more comfortable.
I get it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I just finished reading a biography about the Cars, the band, the Cars. And the lead singer, Rick Ocasek, was not a happy person. He was a miserable person. And he was worth tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars and married to a supermodel. And like, there you go.
Which in most cases would be the recipe for happiness.
Yeah.
Well, let me again. I'm pretty early in this book, but a couple of things I've highlighted so far I think tie into this very well. This thing here, it's talking about the feeling is really what we want in our lives, not the physical things. But the trap is that we believe the physical things will give us those feelings. The secret lies within the feelings. So when people are wanting more money or whatever, they're not wanting more money necessarily to reach a magic number or to get a certain. They're wanting a feeling of content, being content, a feeling of no stress, that kind of either a feeling or I should say a lack of feeling. And then one more here that I thought was interesting. Where was it here? I had it a second ago when I was first talking about this. Daggone it.
The pressure's on.
The thinking is the root cause of all our psychological suffering. It's deep. It's deep.
Basically, if you don't overthink things, you don't suffer as much.
Right. It's
Makes
your
sense.
thoughts.
Overthinking will cause
Your thoughts are
anxiety, sure.
scientific. Your thoughts come and go. You can't control your thoughts. But when we choose to make that thought something we think about,
Like dwelling on that thought.
right, that's when we create our own problems. But anyway, I'll let you know at the end of that book if I learned anything, but
There we go.
or if I'm happier.
Okay, this one is an unpopular opinion, and I don't. Here, I'll just go ahead and say it. Silence is better than music while driving. Now, I'm not saying I don't enjoy some quietude. Like, for instance, when we would get done playing and my ears were ringing from a night of loud music, I would go home, drive by myself sometimes quiet because, I'll tell you the last time I felt, well, no, it's not while driving though, but when I left the Savannah Bananas game, my sensory overload, they played music loudly all the time and there was always crowd screaming and everything. And when I left the seat at the stadium and got in the elevator and it was silent, a total stranger said, it's like, oh, that silence is great. So I could see where sometimes, but man, that's a long drive for a complete silence because that complete silence will lead to thinking. Ties into our
Right.
other one.
Yeah.
It really comes and goes with me. I'll go spells where and a lot of times I don't make the decision. I just will notice, I've been driving for an hour and I haven't had any music on.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I gotta have music or like lately I've been listening to the audio book, Ozzy Osbourne's book on audio, but things like that. But yeah, I guess these are called opinions for a reason. So
Yeah. I mean, here's the funny thing about
is it
making a
safer?
lot I don't know. Sometimes. I don't know. Like I said, I think you can't just go 100% black and white on this, but it's called unpopular opinion, so I guess you got to take a stand.
Right.
But what I find is funny is I could listen to music and drive and think, and they could mutually coexist. But if I'm listening to an audiobook and my mind starts thinking about something else, I can't remember what the audiobook said, and I have to rewind. So I've got to be focused. So just the way my brain works.
Don't spill that one, Eric.
Yeah.
Celia, you got to have music on. Of course, Celia is the queen of. I don't know if cars do that, but used to anyway. Like you get in the car after she drove it, and you start the car up, and the stereo is just absolutely already blasting. I don't think cars do that now, do they? I think they somehow reset themselves.
Yeah.
My car doesn't.
Doesn't what? Doesn't
reset itself.
Oh, really? It stays on whatever volume you're on? Okay. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe she's just gotten better about turning it down, but I know used to I would get in the car after she had driven it and it was like, how do you even concentrate with this thing being so loud?
If I listen to an audiobook on my platform that I usually do, I have to turn it up louder. But if I forget to turn it back down and just the regular radio comes out, it gives you the peels your face back thing.
Yeah.
I hate that, but
Traffic jams definitely, Miss Wilson. You gotta have.
oh yeah, gotta have the music on because then you get to thinking too much, or you
Right.
get tired.
And that is the cause of all of our psychological suffering.
Should I poke the bear on this next one?
Thank you, Celia. See, it's about compromise, dear.
Yeah. What? All right, here we go. Unpopular opinion: the Karen speak to the manager haircut is hot.
I mean, everybody has their own personal
Yeah.
tastes and things like that. So,
Um.
is there something psychological there? Like the haircut's
there
hot
is.
to them because they see the person as somebody who knows what they want and isn't afraid to say it and takes charge and
They like to be dominated a little bit.
domineering.
Dominatrix, a dominatrix.
A dominatrix. Yeah, it's wild. Like, well, think about it. I'd say the two biggest examples of the haircut allowing somebody to let the haircut define the personality is the Karen cut and the mullet. Because people assume that people that have mullets are dumb, or
Yeah, but-
all throwbacks to.
The mullet, though, definitely is more popular than the Karen haircut. I mean, the mullet still has a life going out there with younger
Well,
people.
Here's what I bet, though: that the Karen haircut is going away, but in 15 to 20 years, some girl will ironically bring back the Karen cut
Yeah.
as a throwback. I'm taking it back.
You can say the same thing about a mohawk.
Oh yeah.
PJ wanted a mohawk when he was like 8, and I wouldn't let him because, well, you know what the teachers are going to think of you if you have a mohawk.
I don't even want to say it because Eric, I've made my feelings very clear about this, and it's 100% true. But I'm not going to say it. You can't get me to say it. I won't. I'll just say that, like, mohawks on children have been a 100% predictor of behavior. That's all I'm going to say. 100%. Ironclad.
I find that anything shaved into the head, whether it be their basketball number, somebody
Racing
else's basketball
stripes.
number.
So if we're getting all deep and philosophical here, do you suppose that haircuts that would draw attention to oneself, the haircut is not a predictor of the behavior is a predictor of the haircut? Because these are
Ooh.
people who like to call attention to themselves?
So if I gave myself a mohawk right now, if I went on full out Mr. T or punk rock mohawk, do you think my behavior would change?
No, I was getting ready to say, I know adults that have mohawks and there's no issues there. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's something to be said.
Adults.
So I'm sorry. Why is it in certain situations we do different inflections with that word? Not adults that have mohawks, adults.
I don't know. But yeah,
I probably would have said the same way for whatever
I
reason.
know, it's weird.
I think it has to do with the word before it. It's it kind of gums up my talking system to say I know adults. You know what I mean? Like I know adults. To me, that's easier to say than
Could be.
But so I guess maybe that goes back. If we want to really get deep here, is it? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. It's going to. There's no way to say it without sounding bad, and I'm really not. I'm not saying it's a fact, or I'm not even saying I have an opinion of it. It's just a question: is if a child has things shaved into their head, whether it be shapes and different things like that, does that maybe point to a parent that's a little more lax and therefore maybe the behavior? You see what I'm saying? Is there a connection there? I don't
Could
know.
be.
I'm not. If you have, I'm not judging anyone. It's right. Remember the rat tails? Those were big when I was a kid. The
oh
rat
gosh,
tails.
yeah.
And now that I think about it, everybody that had a rat tail got in a lot of trouble in school. Which back then it was perfect because the teachers could get a hold of that rat tail.
I
Different
had
time.
Right, different time.
I had fun with the rat tail once. Is when I was at Ohio State and my hair was longer and mulleted, and I got my hair cut and just for fun because there was a girl that lived like in. I told her, it was like, Diane, what I'm gonna do is get my hair cut. I'm gonna leave it. Will you cut it off? But I'm just doing it as a goof. And I had like a 7-inch rat tail, like they cut all the hair off and shaved it up at the back, and then she snipped it off.
Sure,
a
it
day
was 7
later.
inches, Brady. Sure.
It was it was long, but you guys are making fun of me like that picture I said, my bearded picture where you don't remember that. I found a picture of me, and I swear I don't remember my hair being that long in the front. Like I don't remember having this hairstyle at all. It was impressive. So anyway, it was a reverse mullet. Okay, let's see. I've been on here. I'll do one more. Let's see. Let me find a good one that's really gonna poke the bear. That was just silly. This one doesn't. Deodorant really isn't necessary. Says whom? It's not only an unpopular opinion, it's going to make you an unpopular person. But I'm not going to count that one.
Well, the deodorant thing's gotten like that whole debate's gotten popular over the years with the antiperspirant versus just a deodorant, that kind of thing.
Yeah, aluminum and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I will say that I suffer from an issue with the aluminum. Like my pit stains are legendary. And I think it's hereditary because my dad was the same way. Oddly enough, I have one overactive pit. Like I'm right pitted.
Right.
And so I've tried like the naturals, the non antiperspirant,
those Swedish rocks,
but they break me out. Like almost any, like some of them have like baking powder, whatever. So I have to use the antiperspirants. Yeah. But and there's something to be said about that because the argument for the people pushing the natural deodorants is that you are supposed to sweat. You just need the deodorant to mask the stench, but you're not supposed to keep your armpits from sweating. That's the argument with the antiperspirant versus non-antiperspirant. The antiperspirant, which would make it
double negative. Which would make it perspirant, right? All right, for real. Here's the last one. This is really poking the bear. The don't talk to me until I've had my coffee people are insufferable.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's an excuse and a crutch for bad behavior.
I would know no one that thinks that's an unpopular opinion.
There are people. We all know people they'd say that.
Yep.
And here's my issue. That falls in the same category as hangry. Now, I know that hangry is a real thing, but it does not give you an excuse to be an absolute tool. That's where the problem is. You can be hangry. You can want your coffee first thing, and you can be not awake, and you can not want to deal with people until you get your coffee. But it doesn't give you an excuse, and most people wear that with pride, and that's my problem with it. It's much like the people, and I see it on social media all the time, that do the whole like, oh, you just can't if you can't handle me being outspoken and say what's my mind, then you're just it's your fault. It's your problem, not mine. No, it's your problem. Have some decorum. Be an adult.
Agreed.
You won't like it if I start saying what I really want to say. You'll be crying in the corner.
Yeah. No need to be rude.
Right. I can't stand that. People that are just loud and foul, just like, you just can't handle me. You can't handle somebody like me. You're right. I can't because I shouldn't have to. And nobody wants to. So anybody that tells you just keep being you, they're lying to you. They're afraid of you.
I'm just being real.
Totally agree. Could not have said it better myself.
Now
there we go.
Where's Chris? My dander's up now, man. I swear.
We don't mean to pick dander. Every now and then we'll do. It's very rare that we've had a dual dander moment.
Well, and it never fails. The people that are that way, they can't dish it out. And take it. They can't take it at all.
No, they will be the first to be offended when someone else is real.
Right, exactly.
Real.
Get all
the head
realness.
bob is. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Brady getting our dander up with this topic.
I'm sorry. Note to self. Unpopular opinions. Issue a dander alert.
Might as well do one more.
No dander tonight on the podcast.
No dander tonight in my tea.
All right. Hold on. Let me. Okay. You want me to do one more?
One more.
Sure.
Okay.
I killed an ant.
Did
the uncle survive?
No, but now I got to smell my finger. So
you got to smell your finger
because it was a baby ant, and we've talked this before. Ants, to me, they smell chemically, like there's a chemical whenever I kill an ant.
Would that be infanticide?
I think that's something that some people. It's kind of like we've talked before. What is the food that some people it tastes like soap or whatever?
Cilantro.
Yeah, I think it's that way with ants too. Some people can smell that. Like anytime an ant is killed, I can smell it. Sometimes from like a few feet away. If it's smashed.
All right. Here we go. This one will be less dandery. Here you go. SUVs are ugly and a sign of herd mentality in the United States. Says somebody from France. Probably. I don't know. No, I don't. That was just a joke. But like, I mean, I will admit that some of the expensive Range Rovers back in the day were boxy and not real attractive. It's a matter of opinion and things like that, but I'm still saying a classic Lexus SUV is a thing of beauty, of curves. It's got nothing to do with it. It's a Lexus. They made a Toyota that looks like a Lexus. I'd be there. It's got nice curves and everything. It's pretty. It's streamlined. Not all SUVs have to, but some of them are ugly, but I don't think it's herd mentality. I like driving them better.
Well, I mean, some compact cars are ugly too.
True. The smear care.
You said you weren't going to get our danders up. This gets my dander up.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Let me read to you a great piece of writing by the great Teddy Roosevelt. Are you ready?
Yep.
I have it right here on my wall. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. That is the man in the arena. And I keep that up there because it's important. So the people who talk about SUVs are the people whose lives just happen to be where they can drive their compact car, get to where they need to get to. It carries them to work, to home, whatever they need. Those people most of the time aren't going to have any kids or family. Most of the time aren't going to have any understanding of why you need an SUV. So
They've
I don't think
driven Brown County roads in winter.
Well, but I'm just saying, no, that you can argue that with a pickup truck, but let them come and play in a band and see if they can get by with their
Smart care.
their smart cares and stuff like that. I mean, so that's you got my dander up because there are people that way. I also think that a lot of people that feel that way are probably people that also are not big on the whole idea of the family unit.
True that.
There's politics in that right there, Brady. In that last one.
I was just thinking it meant like it says they're ugly. I just thought they.
The herd mentality part though has nothing to do with them being ugly.
No.
That is an anti.
Basically, an anti-capitalist sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're bourgeois for having an SUV.
Right. It's kind of like those people who have never had kids who have all the opinions on being parents that they're never going to do this, they would never do that, and all this and that, and then so. If you can, everybody would love to have like a small sports car. We would all love to not have a need for bigger vehicles at times, but you got to have them. You got to have them.
Well, I don't want to cram myself into a little vehicle.
Well, and that's also personal opinion. I mean, I'm not a car person. I've never been but I mean, there are times where it's like, yeah, it would be nice to not have to, have a big vehicle, or even at times I like a lot of the smaller SUVs, but again, just to haul the band equipment, that doesn't make any sense. I can't get it in there.
What's funny is the little drawing on it looks about exactly like my SUV, except it's a different color.
Yeah.
Take it personally. No.
No, I don't take it personally. I just think I think that opinion is out of ignorance, probably more so than any of them today.
Yeah, I was just hung up on the ugly thing because that's why I went into the soliloquy on the Lexus, because it's a beautiful car. It's curves and lines and, just, yeah. Speaking of pictures, all right, this is not going to get your dander up. If it is, I quit. Beanbag chairs are weird and uncomfortable.
Let me read to you a little writing from. I'm going to apply that to everything we ever do now. I'm going to read it once an episode just so you.
What's
guys
funnier is this picture of the beanbag.
That's a beanbag, all right.
Looks like it should be on the back of Eric's new truck. For those of you guys still with us, Miss Wilson said maybe it was said by a person driving their green gremlin. I remember gremlins.
Yeah. See, yeah,
gremlins and Pacers run together.
See is short and loves SUVs.
Yeah. But anyway.
Sorry, Brady, that I haven't harkened back to a Chevette gear shift sack in a long time until you showed that picture. So it reminds me of.
Oh, yeah. When you used to have to drive a stick shift and it looks slightly scrotal around the thing around the gear shift.
What was up with that? Why did it have to have that around it?
It's like it's made out of elbow skin or something. But I can't tell if this is a stomach. That is the worst rendition of a beanbag ever.
It's either that or it's Grimace sitting crisscross applesauce.
I was going to say, yeah. I was going to say a young Jabba the Hutt, but
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I hope this got your unpopular opinions, Jones, going. That was kind of fun.
Hope it got
I apologize for going tridandrel.
If it got your dander up, if it did not, but we got your dander up, that's cool too. We like.
Sometimes I'd rather have my dander up doing this show.
Yes,
I would have been fine with all of them getting my dander up. All right, once again, housekeeping. Facebook, X, and Instagrams on the socials. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, Rumble, and iHeartMedia Radio, the iHeartRadio app. Todd.
All right. So I had a last-minute topic change. I did share with these guys before we came on. I have two topics just hanging out there, just dangling, needing to be finished. I have the...
I like that Chevette.
Right. But I have the greatest albums. Was it just
greatest albums of the 80s?
To the 80s. I have that one to finish, and then I have the highest
Grossing
earnings.
Grossing.
Yeah.
Museum.
Anyway, but I found another subreddit that I thought maybe we could make a semi-regular repeating topic here, and that is it's basically just like Google reviews. Most of them tend to lean, as I just looking at the title of some of these, most of them seem to be more geared towards restaurants, but not all of them. And then obviously I'm not reading these in advance, so if they're not funny, don't blame me. But I thought at the very least, if it's not funny, we can chime in on what we think as far as if the person is a Karen or a. My daughter actually told me that the male version of a Karen is called a Todd, and I don't think that's right. I can't imagine that would be right. So I think it's something else. But anyway,
I've heard it called a Chad.
A Chad. A Chad. But anyway, if your name's Chad, we're just kidding. But some of these have the retort from the owner. I've noticed that, or from the. Yeah, like so you'll see like the review, and then you'll see, you know how like if you ever leave a review and you'll get like a little, usually it's just like a generic like thank you for whatever. This first one, it just says I'm absolutely losing it at the top with a skull, a piece of pizza, and a fire flame, and it has a Little Caesars sign, and it struck it got my attention because my son currently works at Little Caesars, and. So here we go. I haven't read this yet. Stopped into this Little Caesars just trying to get a $6 pizza and ended up in a full-on action movie. Just as I grabbed my order.
Theater trip.
Yeah. Just as I grabbed my order, this furious dude barges in yelling about how I cut him off in traffic earlier. Before I can even respond, he throws a punch. But then out of nowhere, the guy behind the counter jumps over like he's been waiting for this moment his whole life and beats the living hell out of the guy. The guy ran off, and the cashier just dusted himself off. I said, "Sweet. Are you okay, man?" And he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Bitch, this is Little Caesars. We're always hot and ready."
No.
5 stars. I will absolutely return. Now
that can't be right. That's got to be.
But almost, it's so out there that I can actually see the way people are. I can see it happening. I can see somebody. My son just told me a story here recently where like an unhappy customer type situation. So I can see it, but yeah.
Is that going to go in his quiver of insults and retorts?
All right. So this one, this is about. I actually screenshot this, so I don't have the title.
Can I say something before you?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So. Found out the male version of a Karen. And this is the picture. And that person's name is either Ken or Kevin.
Ken or Kevin.
Yep.
I see the man bun.
Yep.
No offense if you have a man bun. And your name's Ken or Kevin. All right. So this one, I actually, when I first found this thread, I thought I had to screenshot all these. I was afraid I would lose. So I cut off the title. But anyway, here he goes. I wanted to leave a review about the automatic door at this Easy Cash, as it truly deserved recognition. From the moment I arrived, I was greeted with exemplary responsiveness. The door detected my presence with remarkable precision and opened with a smoothness worthy of the greatest technological innovations. No squeaking, no delay, no sudden movements, perfectly controlled operation. I particularly appreciated its professionalism. Unlike some doors that hesitate, this one quickly makes its decision and carries out its task flawlessly. The opening is fast enough to ensure a comfortable passage while remaining smooth enough to inspire confidence. During my visit, I had the opportunity to observe it several times. It treated each customer with the same respect and efficiency without distinction. A true lesson in equality and public service. The closing mechanism is also flawless. Once its job is done, it closes elegantly and discreetly, demonstrating excellent control of airflow and the security of the premises. After several uses, I can confirm that this automatic door is an essential component.
Wow.
That is outstanding.
That's like somebody that writes a 3-page essay on the little door stopper that cats play with. Yeah. You know, like it stopped the door without noise or rebound or Wow, that's commitment to liking something.
All
Wow.
right. So now, this says, guess this Domino's didn't hit. The review just says, pizza taste is too rust and food is so full.
What?
I'm guessing that person maybe doesn't speak English or something. I don't know. Here we go.
I bet he was going with the sauce was too red. He was probably trying to. I'm going to decipher. He probably thought that there was too much sauce. And what was that last part? It was too rust and what?
Pizza taste is too rust, WROST, and food is so full, FOOL. I don't think there's any. I don't think there was. Those aren't typos. That's somebody that doesn't understand English. The worst,
just like,
guessing. The Rost is worse. WROST. Food is so full. Maybe like food is
cold.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't even Rosetta Stone that under any circumstance.
All right, here's one entitled "Kathy's Missing Coleslaw." This is a place. Looks
Here we
like
go.
From the Guthrie's location I visited was the one in. Hang on a second. Homewood, Alabama. It only has drive-through service. The food was hot and good. On this particular day, the weather was bad. It poured down rain for some hours. I realized when I got back to work that I was missing my coleslaw. I get it. I called the location soon as I saw I was missing my slaw. The manager, in quotes, that I spoke with told me that it is against company policy to fix an order without my receipt. I tried to explain that I had just left the store, how hard it was raining, and still raining right now. I could not find the receipt. I couldn't even remember if I was given a receipt. I was told then I would have to call corporate in order to receive my missing item. I then said, I will do that. I also said, I will also tell corporate how the individual that was shredding cabbage for the coleslaw was doing so in a black sports bra. I never could find my receipt, so I just didn't even try to contact corporate or call back to the store.
I need a program.
So on that note, I'm going to segue off of that. So I ordered from a fast food restaurant through their app. I go to the drive-thru. I tell them I have a mobile order. They tell me that their fryers are down. They can't give me French fries. They could give me some substitution that I didn't want. I said, I would just as soon, can't you just credit my card back or give me money? No, you have to call corporate or go to your app and do something to let them know that their fryers were down. Like, no, I should not cost me time to get money back for something that's your fault. You know, either you left something out of my order or your fryers are down. None of this is my fault. I've already paid for all that. Why should I have to go through the process of getting my money back?
It should never, getting your money back should be as basic as it gets. You know what I'm saying?
It should be.
Yeah.
Well, what are your guys' thoughts on this? This happened to me about 2 weeks ago. So I was using the Burger King app, and I went to Georgetown, the one I typically go to.
That's the restaurant I was talking about. I didn't say their name, but since you said it, I'll say it too.
All right. Well, I ordered it on my app because I was getting free stuff and that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, I get there and they said, we don't have your order. It's like, well, it's right here. And it looks like, oh, it looks like that was sent to the store at Mount Orab. It's like, well, okay. I don't have that one saved. I used the same one. It's like, well, okay, can I go ahead and have it? Because like Burger King's getting the money. Here's my receipt. And they said, well, we can't prove that, you didn't get it, eat it, and come to. I mean, they weren't implying, but I know that's where they were going.
Yeah, we can't prove that you went to Mount Orb and got the food and then came to us.
Yeah. They didn't say that, but they said, well, we can't do that because there's nothing to say, she didn't say that, but I know that's where it was going. I was a kid. And I get it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Then so I had $9 of food sitting in Mount Orb.
Most of these, by the way, I forgot to say, most of these are screenshots that other people have posted. So these aren't people posting their own reviews. These are people that have seen reviews out there and are posting them. This is for one. I think we all could agree to this. I'm sick and tired of them putting oatmeal raisin cookies in the section labeled chocolate chip cookies. Amen.
Oh, satanic.
This person says, here are a few weird ones I found. This is a place called Great Brook Sports. This place is a complete dump. Half the tee-offs on the driving range don't have tees. The mini golf is torn to shreds. Do not spend a cent on this business. This place hasn't been refurbished in decades. And then the Great Brook Sports replied, we had to kick this person off their premises because he refused to pay for mini golf after being caught walking onto the course without paying. Which is interesting because a lot of the bad reviews, this person says, if I could give this place no stars, I would. Food was awful. I had the General, I never know how to pronounce this. Is it Tao? General
Tso's
chicken, and the meat tasted rotten. I just wasted my money. And then the Chinatown Express owner said, thanks. which is one of those, like, it's always funny when you see like just the generic this person says, water not get. Update, got my water and it's good. They didn't let my friend in because he was ugly.
What?
Very good car fixing. Car no drive. I pushed to shop. Mr. Kinwell works magic. Car drives again. I'm happy with the car. Feels like a Ferrari now. I would push my car here again. 10 out of 10. Car fixed.
Wow. I bet it was a smeared care.
I saw a rat while I was eating here. And then the response from the owner, that's called a mirror.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. Quiznos. The kid helping me was so high, I thought he was going to fall face first into the food. They gave him a 1 star, by the way. He made a sandwich, then forgot he made it. Forgot to put all toppings I asked for. Forgot I handed him my debit card. What a disaster. And then the one below it, same person. So I ordered chicken noodle soup and got a cup of water with the lid not properly closed. So I asked the lady, where's the noodles? And she clearly lied. Like I didn't hear her say they needed to make more. Honestly, I don't think they deserve 1 star. I will never go back. Some of these I can tell are like ones where one person has like multiple complaints from places. So it's like a pattern.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
They say these influencers, they like try to hold restaurants hostage. They try to get free meals. And if they don't get free meals, then they like slag them online.
Yeah.
So on that note, is there any more detestable creature on the face of the earth than an influencer?
Yeah, not really. Well, an influencer that says you just can't handle their big personality and they need their coffee before they talk to anyone and they're hangry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girl brought this cake home for my birthday, and we just noticed this person that spelled my name on my cake can't spell one of the most common names in America. I thought it was funny, but I was like, man, I gotta warn others that you might want to give the name on paper to spell it right so they can't mess it up. Honestly, have you ever met someone named Robert? LOL. There's a picture. There's a picture of the cake, and it says, "Happy birthday, Robert."
That's incredible.
Robert
makes me think of Ruprecht.
Rubric?
Made me think of Mamby. I love you, Mamby.
I love you, Mamby.
Maybe Mamby.
Here. A supermarket for the ages. One of the best
Middle
places
Ages.
in the world to buy pickled herring. The amount of variety is simply staggering. I spent 45 minutes pondering over the different options until suddenly it dawned on me. I mean, it literally dawned on me as it was the early hours of the morning and the sun was rising, pickled herring in hand. I ventured out into the wild unknown with only one thought in my mind: herring, pickled.
That's glorious.
All right, this one, the title says,
Was
the
it written
restaurant-
by Sir Stroming?
The restaurant owner's response to any review is unhinged. There's a couple of them here. This one says, food was awful. Meatballs tasted frozen. I would not go back. To respond, this is in fact a real review, and this was the second time we tried the food there. The first time, the delivery driver forgot half our order, and they did attempt to make it right by offering a free pizza, and we chose to try them again. And as I stated, we did not enjoy the food at all. Still didn't get our free pizza, but they can keep it. And then the owner, which is a place called the Taste of Italy, this is a fake review. Anybody had our meatballs know they're the best in the 518. No worries, we'll trace this IP address. There's always consequences for lying on a business.
Jeez.
Mm.
Probably the mafia or something. Taste of Italy.
All right. The owner's response to one-star reviews are hilarious. Came here after reading all the reviews. One of the employees was quite rude and impatient with my brother who has a disability. The porchetta sandwich tasted terrible. Could not finish it. And then there's an edit after the owner of the Freebird Market says, yeah, right. You're the disability. Trolls will be trolls. Keep on trolling. Looks good on you from behind, you big bad keyboard. Your big bad keyboard, you troll. And then the person did an edit and said extremely unprofessional response from the owner, not just to my review, but other people's reviews too.
Wow.
Yeah, this person, this is another response to review. It says, thank you for your review. My apologies, you did not receive the service you deserve. After reviewing the camera footage of your interactions and the type of establishments you regularly frequent based on your reviews, I would greatly appreciate if you did not return again. We are not taking it personally. We're running a service business and stating the facts that we were reviewed in the footage that does not lie. After trolling us with other accounts, it seems you are the one taking it personally. Please do not return. So I've even seen on Facebook, like local businesses, I've seen getting a little tussles and arguments with their, what do you guys think? Good idea? Bad idea?
If it's just somebody complaining about like service was slow or something, there's a lot of circumstances that could happen. If you got a meal you particularly didn't enjoy, like the fish was too fishy or the steak was too steaky, like, but if somebody's really trying to besmirch a business, like they were putting cat poop in the burrito or something like that, I think you have to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
if they accuse you of a health department violation or something like that.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I mean, but I also think that, would you guys agree that you need to be professional, even if you're defending yourself in a situation where
yeah.
it needs to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go totally nuclear.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This person, love this place. Chicken strips, shrimp, coleslaw, their dinner rolls, and more. And then the owner said, I don't offer food. I am a massage studio.
That's epic.
Let's see here.
Todd, the historian, just said, I've often heard a review of the fish sandwich from Butterbee's when they first opened. That wasn't a bad review.
Let's see. A tiny mistake.
Oh, man.
Here's one that's just a bathroom. It just says, where the F are the doors? And there's a picture of two bathroom stalls with no doors on them.
Oh, it's Sardini Elementary?
That's what I was gonna
1980. Unreal.
Owner bites
So-
back.
Let's ponder on that one for a little bit. I know we've pondered on it before. Why were there no doors? Because I don't remember vandalism being a problem when we were young.
Smoking.
Were people smoking?
That's what I was told. A K through 8 building.
I must have just been in my own world.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember hearing anybody doing that.
Yeah.
Well,
It
I also
violates
wonder-
so many laws now.
that's what I was going to say. I always wonder if it was in a school. I wonder if it was a behavior thing. Like,
Well, I mean, it would have to be, but like I said, I don't know what those behaviors would have been. And again, maybe I'm just naive and was in my own little world.
See, he says, I bet the girls' bathroom had doors in the stalls. Amen.
They did. They did. I can confirm this. Because we asked and we were told.
Yeah.
So, but
Here, I know the adults, this person, whatever this business is, they gave him 2 stars. I know that adults aren't allowed to use the toilet, but as a major exception, given my age, I was allowed in anyway. Super nice. I saw the toilet brush was lying behind the toilet where I couldn't reach it. I flushed a few times.
so he left graffiti is what he's saying.
We've encountered the first one he hasn't read before he starts reading it.
God. This is just the most proper and nice way of putting this.
I flushed a few times without the desired result.
He left graffiti. That's what he was saying.
Then I left the toilet. At the checkout, I was called back very loudly, asking if I would clean up my skid marks. Hugely embarrassing. It could have been handled differently. The older cashier didn't even give me a glance when I was paying. Never again.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I would like to know where that occurred. Like what state, what city?
Yeah, some of these are just. Some of these are wrong.
I got nothing on that one.
So this is the same pizza place in both truly wild reviews. This person says extremely terrible customer service. They are incapable of dealing with issues without giving their customers an attitude. The owner's wife resorts to verbal abuse and degradation in place of proper customer service. They should stick to cooking pizza and leave customer management to a professional. If you don't want to pay to be disrespected, don't go to Bristol Pizza. This is America. Stop acting like you're God's gift to pizza and don't treat your customers like you're a Soviet restaurant. Granted, their pizza is good, but nothing else on their menu is worth the price and certainly not worth dealing with the disrespect. Okay. Different person, same place. Not sure if the new owners and new staff, not sure if it's new owners and new staff. This place is the worst pizza place in Bristol. Just ordered a calzone without mozzarella. Without. And heard my mom tell her twice on the phone. And she even repeated back to my mom. Well, needless to say, they sent it with my son with ricotta. Hello. And if that wasn't bad enough, when I called to let them know they messed the order up, the lady, who doesn't speak or understand English at all, argued with me that I'm wrong, not them. Are you essing me? How is that professional at all? Whatever happened to the customer's always right. Bad service, bad manners, bad all around. Oh, and the sauce quality is bottoming out. Worst pizza joint ever. I'm making sure I go back to West End from now on. Now, this is what I wanted to happen with this topic. That's a Karen. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen. I, as the person working there, would probably be so dumbfounded that anyone would order a calzone without cheese.
That's like ordering a calzone without crust.
Right.
Ordering a hamburger without the burger.
But people make mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed to be ridiculed on this review, this internet review. And then the first one is vague. In my opinion, if you can't give specifics in your review, then your review's useless. I can't just get on there and say, hey, the manager was rude to me, my food wasn't right, blah, 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 blah.
So here's a question based upon what the end of that said. Is the customer always right?
Not always. I'm going to be customer service friendly, but I'm not also going to allow my staff or myself to be abused.
Must
My
the
manager
customer
stuck
always
up.
be treated like they're right, even if they're not?
Yeah. I mean, there's politeness, everything. My manager stuck up for me one time at the Camel Snot during there was just somebody ranting about how they couldn't find what they wanted, and they were chewing me up and down because they didn't have Michael Bolton's debut or whatever, and it's just like, well, why not? This is and then after a couple times, the manager's like, look, we're sorry we don't have that right now. It must be hard to find, but it's not our staff's job to order. They stock the shelves, but it's not available. This whatever you're looking for is not available as is.
I
So
wonder though
he's
sometimes is the term "the customer's always right" doesn't. I don't think that's meant to be taken literally. I think what it means is the customer. It's telling you as the person serving to always be professional, even if you are right. Would you agree? I mean, like,
yeah.
yeah,
Excuse me, this soup is too cold. Right away, we'll fix it for you.
right, exactly.
You don't
That's
stick
what I
your
think it
finger
means.
in and go.
Because obviously, there's no way that just logistically, factually, the customer can't always be right.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like there's a little bit of onus that falls on the customer to not just be a total infected hair.
Yeah, yeah. But that was the first one to me where I've been like, that's just a Karen. Like again, you can't give any like. And Sig is right, or Kevin. The person could be lactose intolerant. We actually, our new rhythm guitarist is lactose intolerant and something else too. So he has a very hard, he has to be very specific about what he eats. So I can see that. But my point was, I can see if I'm taking that order being thrown off by the no cheese, enough to where that might rattle me, where I maybe would make the mistake. Yeah. All right. So this one, local man declares boycott against all fast food and is strangely passionate about being greeted. So this is another one of those ones where it's the same person, multiple reviews. Here's an Arby's. OMG, what an awful place to eat at. I'm in here all alone and haven't been greeted by one person. Then I finally get my food 25 minutes later and it's cold. The moral here is terrible. A horrible environment to eat in. These employees are complete trash. No service, no respect. They should all be fired. He did include some pictures of the. Now, my first thought on that is gluten. Yeah, he's lactose and gluten. My first thought is, how do you go into a fast food place and not get waited on in 25 minutes? Part of that's your fault. I'm not going to stand there at the counter and wait 25 minutes without yelling back to someone or ringing a bell or coughing loudly or walking out. Right.
I've walked out of a place before.
Depends on if you've already paid.
Well, right. He said, well, you're right. He says, right. I see what you're saying. Because he said, it's confusing because he says, I'm in here all alone and haven't been greeted by one person. So that makes you think before they pay. But then the next line says, then I finally get my food 25 minutes later and it's cold. So we don't know how long he waited to be greeted. Right. Same guy. 5 Guys. Worst experience ever. Dude, I walked in and there are 2 customers here and waited 25 freaking minutes for my order. Not busy at all. No customer service. Never greeted. No hospitality whatsoever. Screw this place. Me and my family will never return. Same guy. Burger King.
Same 25 minutes.
Trash will never go here. Trash will never go here again. The
Good
sentence
for
actually
trash.
says, well, the
hope
sentence actually says, trash will never go here again. This guy's not much on punctuate. Never greeted. Had to wait 10 minutes all by myself to get an order in. People suck, lazy, and not nice. What is this world coming to? Now,
I bet this man's a difficult man.
well, don't get me wrong.
Uh,
Say and I have talked a lot about like, and again, I'm sounding like an ageist here, but now I talked to my daughter who works. I know my son does a great job. I know my daughter, she talks all the time about how she kills them with kindness, that kind of thing. I think they know that. But there is a huge population of young people out there working in the service industry that do not have people skills.
oh no.
And my biggest thing is there's no apologies for mistakes. Give you the wrong change back and you call them out on or whatever. There's no, oh, I'm sorry, let me fix that. That kind of thing. And I'm painting with a white brush here. Obviously, everybody listening, all of our kids, I have a feeling they do a great job. But so I see this guy's issue, but I'm not one to get on and leave reviews about it. I get on here and complain. I send a text to you guys and complain, whatever. White Castle, same guy. Horrible service, will never return. How hard is it to train people these days? This is a complete joke. Never come here if you value your time. Not a soul in here, and still waited over 30 minutes for food and never greeted once.
Hi.
Is there any place left that this guy can go to?
No. How much
Popeyes,
you would've-
Louisiana Kitchen. Tell me why every time I come here, I'm having to wait 20, 30 minutes at a time to get my food, and I'm the only one here. I'd post a picture, but it's not letting me. These are the worst employees I've ever seen. What an embarrassment. Here's one thing I can promise you. This person is embellishing. This is pure hyperbole. There is no way he's standing in a fast food place for 25 or 30 minutes without being greeted. No way, no how.
No.
And
I had a picture of this guy in my head.
Which leads me to my next point. If you're going to leave reviews, this person already isn't being taken seriously. Be factual. If you say, hey, I felt like I had to wait too long before somebody got my order, or I had to wait longer than I would have wished my food, something like that. But don't tell me you've waited 30 minutes at White Castle for someone to greet you.
And if every one of your reviews reads the same,
Right.
problem's probably you.
Raising Cane's Chicken.
Ah.
I wish I could give this place 0 stars. The manager, Nikki, was so freaking rude to me. I can't believe it. Never again in this lifetime will I return to this place after being treated so poorly by the manager. Chipotle. Waited 20 minutes for a takeout order, and I'm the only customer in the building. These two guys were just talking the entire time. I'll never come here again. I love Chipotle, but this is where I draw the line. Worst service I've ever experienced. Raising Cane's again.
He went back.
Employees were very rude to me. I waited over 30 minutes for my food when I was the only customer in the building. No, you didn't.
And no, you weren't. No,
I
you didn't. No, you weren't.
I frequent Raising Cane's quite a bit. You did not wait 30 minutes for your chicken at Raising Cane's.
Nor were you the only one in the building because it's usually lined up around the block.
Completely out of line. I'll never be returning. Customer service comes first, and they failed in this category big time. Everyone's just standing there. Taco Bell.
Let me guess. He waited 25 minutes.
Had the worst case of diarrhea I ever had.
Worst Taco Bell I've ever been to in my
Nobody
life. Very
greeted me
slow.
while I was emptying the contents
Got the
of
lettuce.
my bowels.
Got the lettuce diarrhea. Very slow, very rude. The wait was more than 15 minutes, and Braden was a total jerk to me. Never returning, ever. Pizza Hut. Unless you want to wait 30 minutes, don't bother.
Does it have this guy's name on these reviews?
This one does not. I can't see where it does. It has like his profile picture, and I can't quite tell what it is. It's too small.
I bet I know what he looks like. He looks like Matt Lauer, I bet. An older Matt Lauer.
Uh,
All right, here's one of those retorts from so this is a different person, but it says, come on. I had a late night order from this location a while back, and it was so absolutely disgusting that I could not eat any part of it. I sent pictures to my family to laugh at it and thought I'd leave it at that. There's a little more thing, but since it's a screenshot, I can't click on it. And then the owner says, you don't need to make up stories. You have to learn some respect and not to occupy other. Sorry.
You all right?
No, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you looked frightened. I thought something happened.
Well, it clicked on me. I lost it. I haven't quite figured out how to use this thread thing here. All right, I'll do a couple more. Eric, you got a game tonight?
I do.
Okay, I'll do a couple more here. I'm skimming, looking for something that jumps out. In the future, what I'll probably do with this is I'll probably go ahead and, like I do in the Am I the Asshole, and I'll probably find a bunch and save them. But this was let's see.
These are great. This is different. I want to know about that dude, though.
I'd like to go troll that dude.
Don't ever go to the doctor here. I had to wait over 25 minutes for my exam.
So the title says, they said they only had dark meat chicken, and then they gave me dark meat chicken. So let's do they still smoke pit cook their food? Smoke pit cook their food? I just tasted like, oh, sorry. And another thing, if you're going to leave a review, 2 suggestions as a reading teacher. Relax. Proofread. Before you hit send, proofread. And mean it. Don't just skim through it. Look through and see, because these are very hard to read. And I don't know about you, but if I want to get my point across to the owner, I want to be taken seriously. And if it's not legible, then you're not going to be taken seriously. So anyway, everything has a send button. Send button. Proofread before you send. Do they still smoke pit cook their food? It just tastes like baked chicken now. I've only ate here 3 times, and every time I am disappointed. I've really tried to like this place. The first time I ate here, the waitress came out to my car and took my order. I ordered barbecue chicken, and she told me they only had dark meat. I told her that's fine. I don't like dark. I only eat white. Got all the way home to Lexington and only had dark meat.
You said it was fine.
The second time I ordered and paid online, I left a tip just because I asked for a cup of sweet sauce. I didn't feel a need to leave a tip since I ordered and paid online. This person's an idiot. I'm sorry. This is verbatim what it says. Does it make any sense to you guys? The second time I ordered and paid online, I left a tip just because I asked for a cup of sweet sauce. I didn't feel a need to leave a tip since I ordered and paid online, but I did because I requested that cup of sauce. Okay. Got all the way home, no sauce. Third and last time, I find literal trash in my cup of collard greens, which was the main reason I went. A piece of plastic trash in my food. And then there's a picture of said food. So
probably from the bag of slough or whatever they, dumped it, that it shipped in.
The last complaint is legit.
Right.
The first complaint is idiotic. They literally tell you they only have dark meat, and you say that's okay. And then on the way home, you discover it's dark meat. And now you got your panties in a bunch?
I went to Raising Cane's Chicken, and I asked for roast beef, and they said, no, we only have chicken. And I said, that's fine. And I got home, and all they had was chicken. That's what.
And I waited 25 minutes.
And nobody greeted me.
All right, let's see. Plump, juicy oysters.
Oyster moisture.
Cola Guard Happy Hour or Poop Bandit. This is
what?
Promising. It blocked out who it's from. I came here 3 weeks ago to celebrate the end of my physical therapy for withered hand. Is that Is that some sort of withered hand disease? Is that, I don't know what withered hand is.
It's probably just an injury where they've had muscular atrophy.
As I was entering, a man dressed as a pirate opened the door for me and tried to high pressure sell me on the spot a Cologuard test. It could have been TV's Topanga, buddy.
Where was this?
It blocked it out. You know what I'm talking about, where you do your business in the box and they make sure all is good back at the lab. This guy was offering me 75% off the screening. And even though it was a bit strange, I've seen bars do stranger promotions. So Pirate Cologuard Night is something I've been conditioned to expect by the mainstream media. I said, "Are you affiliated with Al's Tavern and Brew Pub?" And he said, "I'm a pirate. I'm not affiliated with anyone. I take what I want." As he put the Cologuard box in my hand, but he winked, so I feel like he knew he was hired to be there. I took him up on it. He said the 75% off was only available if I paid cash, but he did take a picture of my ID and insurance card with his Amazon Fire tablet. That does not sound like it's on the up and up.
No.
I was unsure how much Cologuard cost because the commercials never say, but $200 seemed fair. And also he made it seem like I'd have to sit next to a DJ playing Barbie Girl by Aqua very loudly in the bar area if I didn't participate in the promotion. This is a very specific review. So I gave him the money and he followed me to my car where I completed my end of the bargain and then handed the box. No, can't be real. This cannot be real.
We keep on going anyway.
I completed my end of the bargain and then handed the box back to him. Why'd he go to the car? He disappeared like a pirate ship into the heavy seas and fog. I went into Al's and nobody in there was dressed as a pirate or offered any sort of other medical discounts. Maybe the promotion was only during happy hour. Regardless, it's been 3 weeks and I haven't got my results yet. I keep calling Al's, but they just try to get me to buy a Super Bowl square. If anyone knows how to get in contact with the man I met, please let me know. The food at Al's Tavern and Brew Pub was great as always. Try the kielbasa sliders. Best food in the Quad Cities. There's no way that's real, right?
So I'm going to treat me like I'm stupid here. So this guy went into a happy hour. There was a man in a pirate suit hawking Cologuard. Had to pay cash for it. Was made to go out to his car and conduct his business. The pirate, the man surrendered the booty, literally. And he, took this box of commerce back into that establishment. Either I got
I don't know. There's just no way that could be real.
It's a great story. I mean, do you think he talked like a pirate?
I don't know.
Don't be a peg boy. Put it in the box.
All right, I'm gonna find one more.
Pop the bung on the cask and put it in the chest.
Ethan says withered hand sounds like a quest item in a video game. The withered hands.
Side quest.
All right.
Wow. Guys, there needs to be like it. I hate to say AI generated anything, but there needs to be like an animation, somebody narrate the animation to that story. That just, and it's Al's Tavern. Did it say where it was at?
No, it was blocked out.
Oh,
A lot of them blocked.
You said the Quad Cities at the end.
The end, yeah.
So that's Illinois, isn't it?
Illinois and
Iowa.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The last one. Last song, people. Ride in the storm. As much as...
No, I'm sorry. But the historian puts this up here. Maybe the guy bought a storage locker full of Cologuards and is peddling them.
Well, go ahead.
Why a pirate?
I saw a story today where the Little Debbie guy was selling his Little Debbies out of his truck in places. So maybe that stuff happens.
A
petite Deborah pusher?
Yes.
No. Yeah, have I told this story on here before?
Down at flea markets.
So if I've already told this story, I apologize. And it's one of those stories where I cannot give it justice telling it. You had to be there. But I think I've told it. about the time I it was back when like you still got a newspaper and look for in the classifieds. I was out of work and I see where this it said speaker sales, no experience necessary, and it gave like a salary, like possible whatever it was, 70 grand a year, whatever it was. And I was desperate, and so I call this number. I get invited to interview or whatever. I go. They say like whatever it was, come back tomorrow. We'll give it a try. Come back tomorrow in the morning. I show up. This is in like Sharonville, and I'm living in Sardinia. And I show up like the butt crack of dawn, like super early, and walk into this big warehouse. And they open this part of this bay of this warehouse, and it was speakers from floor to ceiling, brand new speakers in a box, like big, like kind of tall console speaker type looking things.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I don't know what they were. I don't know if they were like a early version of like they have those like party speakers and stuff. And I don't know what they were. But they were big. And so they had all the trainees were there, and they go and these guys get together and they plan their day out. Like they distribute and talk about how they the people that work there, they go and they get speakers and they fill their van. And then I was assigned to a salesman there, and I go out with him, and first thing we do is we're driving around, and he's a pretty cool guy. We go to the is it called the Red Squirrel or something like that? Is there a place called the Red Squirrel in Sharonville, that area? Either way, it's like a brunch type place.
Yeah.
So we go there and we meet 4 or 5 of the other salesmen, and we have brunch. Then we go and I'm like, what are we doing here? Like there's no schedule. There's no like, so we go to a couple gas stations, and the dude I'm with literally just like rolls down his window and just starts asking random people if they want to buy speakers. I'm like, oh, this does not seem legit whatsoever. And he probably asked, I don't know, we probably stopped at 4 or 5 gas stations. He doesn't make one sale. But he's telling me how he was like the top salesman of the year before, and he told me how much money he made. I mean, and this is 20, I don't know, say you'll be able to tell me. It's probably, we've been around almost 26 years. This is probably 25 years ago. And he said something like, he was the salesman of the year last year, and he made like 80 grand. And he's like, don't be discouraged that we haven't sold anything yet. He's like, he's like, but we also like to have fun. So we go to Lawrenceburg and go to the casino. And he's like pumping this place up. And he's like, you're going to see, man. He's like, it's great, blah, 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 blah. And he gives me $100 to gamble on. And so I go to a payphone and I call C. I'm like, babe, our problems are over. Like, it's like, I got this. Like, I'm going to be making 80 grand a year in no time. Like, this is great. Like, this is legit. Like, and she's like, where are you? And I'm like, we're at the casino. And she's like, what are you doing at the casino? And I'm like, I don't know. He said they just like to go have fun. And so earlier we had brunch at like this Red Fox or whatever. And now we're at the casino. And I tell her how we stopped at a couple gas stations. And she's like, Todd, I'm pretty sure that they're stolen. Like their speakers are stolen.
That's why I was thinking you're fencing speakers.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm like, you don't understand. They got like an entire warehouse full of from like floor to ceiling. She's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're stolen. She's like, you need to be careful. So like we go and I gambled. Like, I don't know. I still had like $40 or $50 left. And the guy's like, I'll keep it, and I'll see you tomorrow and stuff. And I never went back. So maybe this is the situation like that. This guy, it's this pirate that has these Cologuard box, like Chris said.
God, can you imagine the guy that whacked the truck driver over the head and stole his Cologuard?
It was TV's Topanga.
Man.
So in hindsight, I often wonder like what that was about. I don't know how you could you have a legit like ad in the classifieds and all that? I mean, like, I guess you could. I mean, it definitely wasn't. Put it this way. I question, I didn't think about them being stolen, but I did question how the hell we're going to manage to sell these speakers to just stopping and asking random people at gas stations.
Seems like you'd be pretty easy to catch if you're putting ads in the classifieds and telling people where to go.
So maybe it wasn't. Maybe I just
money laundering.
Maybe I didn't see the big picture of it. Maybe I don't know. And maybe the whole idea they did was, hey, when somebody new comes on, show them a good time. You know what I mean? Like,
So did they ever call you back or anything? Like, hey,
yeah, they called several days in a row. I just didn't answer.
dang, you're lucky you didn't end up dead in that warehouse.
I do remember whatever the speaker was. I remember looking at remember Crutchfield? I don't know if that's still a place or
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember looking it up in Crutchfield, and like they were legit speakers. I mean, they weren't like, they were whatever.
So were you trying to sell them under the price Crutchfield was selling them for?
Yeah, they were cheaper than the Crutchfield. So, which again,
significantly,
I can't remember that. I mean, I just thought it was cool. He gave me $100 to go gamble, and and also like this guy, that was actually the job I had that let me know I was not cut out to be a salesman, because I didn't have it in me just to drive up to people and randomly hound them to buy.
No, if I had to sell, I'd go hungry.
Look what Chris said.
That's true.
All right, so did I finish reading that? Yeah, I read it, didn't I? Or did I?
I don't think it matters at this point.
Oh, no, I had one more.
Stop here. This is amazing.
I had one more. I'd forgotten. I started reading this, and we went back to this speaker sales. By
the way, Todd, I'd never heard that story.
Really? I thought I had told that on here. That's I could do an entire episode on just jobs I've had.
Maybe you should.
Say likes to laugh at the fact that when we got married, I didn't have a job, and so she had to put something on the wedding. I don't know if she had to put
marriage license
or whatever, and it was in the newspaper. I was a DirecTV installer, which I was going to be, but I didn't show up the first day. I didn't. Yeah. All right. It says, as much as I'm making this lighthearted, this is 100% true. If you want proof, ask the cleaning lady who had to clean up after me. So my sister and I were having a fun time shoving some yum yum in my tum, sushi into our mouths, until I suddenly felt a sharp pain in my stomach. This pain got so bad to the point where I had to jump up from my seat and, of course, grab my phone because I'm going to be rushing to the toilet. Rushing to the food court toilets, everything clenching, and yes, down there. I rush to the first stall, and I see, and I start praying to every god I can think of, and everything started to come out. The feeling of rice grains brushed my tongue as they were forced out of my mouth. Every gag came with a gassy goodbye from the limited holes my body has.
This sounds like a gummy bear review.
After staying on a very used toilet seat for 1 hour and 47 minutes, my stomach was able to agree with the rest of my body as adrenaline pushed my legs to that store, the Sushi Ito. After staying, you see, I would call myself a pacifist. If you pushed me, I would hug you right after and tip my hat. But the amount of pain and suffering, my nature's bullseye had to.
Glad I hadn't taken a drink yet.
That's a first.
Bullseye.
My nature's bullseye had to go through, unlock something in me. So I asked him if I could get a refund. The very nice staff empathized with the only birth I will get to experience in this life. Not knowing what to do, she called the boss. And what do I get? A $50 voucher at the same store. I get it. There can be some scammers who try to exploit the system to get free food. But if you think I'm faking it, ask the very underpaid cleaning lady who was smiling right before she entered my stall. I just know that smile fell. I had to look away. I couldn't look her in the eye after what I did. And I might, and I never will. Yeah, that's it. Dear Sushi Ito owner, Dear Sushi Ito owner, apologize to my weeping, decrepit hole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Poor
that
guy.
had the makings of a gummy bear review.
It did.
And yes, Celia, you of course have to take your phone to the toilet. It's America.
That's where I get all my reading done.
Right. What job did I have for half a second, dear? There was more than one.
Guessing she's referring to the DirecTV installer
Direct
one.
TV.
Well, that job I went and did the interview and got hired and everything, and then we didn't buy a fax machine. I know you had to have a fax machine, and basically you got your own. That's how you got your jobs was faxed
Your
to you.
orders
That's how
for
you
the day.
Yeah, but I didn't go.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess email wasn't widely used at that point.
So this, I know for a fact, this was right after we got married. So again, we're talking the year 2000. I mean, email was a thing, but I'm guessing fax was still, because I know you had to buy a fax machine.
Which wasn't cheap.
I seem to remember you got a van like there. I don't know if you can remember that I had to have my own van and ladder and stuff. I can't remember what it was, but again, it was good money. But looking back, it wasn't anything I was going to do. I mean, I remember like talking to them there, and they would tell me all kinds of horror stories about snakes and finding stuff in attics and crawl spaces and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming back.
No sharks, though, I'm sure.
Right. Sharks?
Sharks with a K. All right. On to the game. So, gentlemen, prepare yourselves.
What do we need?
What you usually need for your games.
Our sharp wits.
Yeah.
Do we need paper and a stylus?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So do we need paper? I missed it.
No.
No.
So my dog
Chicken or egg? Chicken or egg?
My dog got into my office the other day and got into my suckers.
Did she have intestinal distress?
We think that she may be dealing with some dog dementia or something. She does not remember eating, so therefore she wants to eat constantly.
Yeah.
And tries to eat everything, anything and everything.
My dog got into something today. It was not pleasant. For the second time, she's gotten into the Aquaphor. She'll lick some Aquaphor, and what goes in Aquaphor comes out Aquaphor, and it's not fun.
So, real quick, this has nothing to do with anything. But I'm reading that Aussie book. And where's it at? So, Brady, you definitely know, and Eric, you probably know as well, that Tony Iommi lost parts of his fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In an industrial accident.
Right. And he thought he was done playing guitar, yada, yada, yada. Do you guys know, if you don't know, by the way, Tony Iommi is the guitarist for Black Sabbath. And he did have a brief stint. He was going to join Jethro Tull, which I did not know until the book I read. That didn't work out. But anyway, he lost his fingers in like a sheet metal cutter, like a sheet metal cutter at a factory. Do you know, Brady, so he plays with fake fingertips on like 2 or 3 of his fingers. And he did some other things too. He went he notoriously used like a light gauge string.
Looser strung.
Right. Really, really heavy on bar chords. Has to push heavier with his fingers that have the most strength and stuff. But he made himself fake fingertips, and he to this day still uses fake fingertips. Do you know what he used?
Leather, I think.
I think he did eventually use some leather in them. He melted the plastic off of a bottle of, I think it's called Fairy Liquid, which is a liquid soap or like a liquid dish soap. I'm guessing in England or wherever, and he melted, like, I'm guessing the top of it, like the top of the bottle. If you Google, like, it looks just like it has like a spout and stuff, and he melted that, and that's what he used for his fingertips.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's crafty.
It is. Yeah. Anyway, I would share that. Moral of that story is, folks, don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. As Jimmy
Watch out
B
on
said.
machines.
All right. Chicken or egg is the game. Been a while since we played this one. So just to remind you of how we play, I'm going to give you two things, and you basically tell me which one came first. Hence the name of the game, chicken or egg.
Poultry or ovum.
Poultry or ovum. Yes.
Kyle King rule in effect.
Always. Okay, so from the get-go, the scoring will be as follows, which is kind of what we arrived at in the last game we played. So one or the other of you will get the question. The other, who does not get the question, can agree or disagree with the answer of the original person. If you agree, or if you get the question right, you get 2 points. If you agree with the correct answer, you get 1 point. If you don't get the answer right, you get 0. But if you agree with or disagree with a wrong answer, you get a point. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So both of you will play on every question. You're either getting the question or you're agreeing or disagreeing. All right, we drew lots backstage. Brady, you get the first question.
Boo.
All right, Brady, which came first? Kickboxing or Tai Bo?
Kickboxing. Its origins were a Thai style called Muay Thai. It's been around for a long time. Tai Bo was something I think that was made up for as seen on TV, DVD exercise thing by Billy Batson or something like that. And so I will definitely say kickboxing came first. It's an ancient art.
Okay.
Is this a first, by the way, that we are all wearing spectacles?
Could be.
And also, are we all wearing in-ears? Do we all usually wear in-ears?
No, I
Nope.
just switched to in-ears.
Gotcha.
And I find them
Are we
to be
all
very
wearing a
uncomfortable.
psychedelic first t-shirt?
It'll take no. You're the only one, maybe in America, wearing that, Brady.
Hey, now.
Eric, you'll get used to them. I will tell you, I don't know if those particular ones came with different bud ends, but try different ones and things like that. I prefer the sponge ones versus like the rubber ones.
Yeah, mine are sponge, memory foam sort of thing. I find my ear canals to be very nary.
Oh, I have small ear holes.
Yeah.
Very tight.
So what do you say about the kickboxing?
So
Hey,
Brady says kickboxing before Tai Bo.
this is my show. You just
Right, Brady.
This
You
is
don't-
my
you don't
game
over-
show.
You don't
just-
speak over the host.
I'm totally kidding. I was like, that'll be enough talk of those ear canals.
agree or disagree. Kickboxing came first, Todd.
Real quick, and I know I said I understood, but I just want to make sure. So if I agree with him and I get it, and we're both right, he gets.
He gets 2, you get 1.
If I disagree and he gets it right, he gets 2, I get 0.
Exactly.
If I get it right and he gets it wrong, I get
1.
1 and he gets 0.
Correct.
I will say Brady's answer and his thought behind it sounds legit. It sounds right. But just like that day of those speaker sales, I had to gamble a little bit. And I agree that I didn't hear about Tai Bo until that. I can't think of the guy's name that did the Tai Bo.
I'll look it up after.
But I want to say, though, that it was still based on some sort of ancient
Martial art.
martial
Ways.
art. So I'm going to go with Taibo.
All right. So you agree that kickboxing, or disagree that
Disagree.
kickboxing came first? Okay. Japanese kickboxing originated in the 1960s, with American kickboxing following closely behind in the 1970s, and was practiced for self-defense, exercise, or as a contact sport. Taibo, a form of cardio boxing using martial arts, was developed by Billy Blanks, an American Taekwondo practitioner, in 1976. It became popular in the 1990s when the videos of the exercise routine were marketed to the public. So kickboxing did indeed come first.
I thought you were right. Although I will say I was a little bit, I hit the nail on the head a little bit, because we didn't hear about it to the 90s, but it was out in the 1970s. So
Yeah.
she get like a half a point.
And
So
Celia, to answer your question, it's like BB's rattling around in a can. There's this random crap that sticks in there sometimes.
But
Yep.
let me call out again. He gets the point. Circle gets the square, but he was also wrong, Celia. You were. You said when Billy Banks videos, but it was out 20 years before that. We just didn't hear about it.
Well, the ultimate question was what came first.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. He's right, but his explanation was wrong, is what I'm saying. It was out in 76, and Billy Banks wasn't until the 90s. It was 20 years before Billy Banks.
Yeah.
Now, I'm impressed that he remembered Billy, although I think he said Billy Mays, didn't he?
I said Billy Batson.
Oh,
I don't know who
Whoever
Billy
that is.
Billy,
Yeah.
Billy Badass here.
Oh, Shazam. Maybe. The 70s
Yeah.
Shazam.
Couldn't tell you. Was there any other? I guess
I
there
don't know.
was. Captain Marvel. All right, Todd. Which came first? Statue of Liberty or the Liberty Bell?
The Statue of Liberty was a gift from France.
France? What the heck?
Obviously, the Liberty Bell. So we're talking about Philadelphia. We're talking about the Continental Congress. We're talking about the before the Capitol was in Washington. But what I don't know, pardon me for my lack of knowledge on this, I don't know if the Statue of Liberty was made just to give that gift, or it was already it already existed. It already existed. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to give me the answer, but I don't know whether it was made purposely for that gift at the time, or if it was something that was already in existence and they just decided to give that to them.
It's a great question.
That really determines what the answer is. But I'm going to say the Liberty Bell, because I think the Statue of Liberty was specifically made on in-house as a gift to ship over to the Americas.
Okay. Brady, agree or disagree? The Liberty Bell came, the Liberty Bell came first.
Todd's question is the main question, because if it's talking about the big one that sits in New York Harbor on, they're on Liberty Island.
In New Jersey.
Yeah, technically, it did come later, but the big one was based on a little one that sat on a bridge in France. So if they're trying to bait and switch, but I'm going to take it at face value, I'm going to agree with Todd.
Okay. The Statue of Liberty opened on October 28th, 1886 in New York, and was a gift from the people of France to the people of the United States. The Liberty Bell, located in Philadelphia, was cast in England in 1752. England, and shipped to Pennsylvania. It cracked when it was rung shortly after its arrival in America. So X gets the square. The Liberty Bell did come first. Brady also gets a point, which makes our score 3-2. By the way, We are playing to 10.
10.
10. All right, back to Brady. Which came first? Bubbles or sidewalk chalk?
We are talking about the air pneumatic toy, not the chimpanzee that belonged to Michael Jackson, right?
I think.
Correct.
All right. So I am going to say it's going to be sidewalk chalk because Bubbles needed a delivery system and needed to be put into a little container. It needed to have a little wand and everything like that. I'd say people messed around with some bubble making, but I would say as a sold product, chalk before Bubbles.
Todd, agree or disagree? Sidewalk chalk came first.
I think this also goes back to kind of like the last question. If we're talking, so chalk itself for blackboards, for chalkboards, I think was before Bubbles. But specifically the big fat sidewalk chalk, which is the marketing, which is what I think sidewalk chalk is it is a remarketing of chalk. I think it was after Bubbles. Put it this way: when I was a kid, nobody had sidewalk chalk. Sidewalk chalk came around much later, but we all had Bubbles. You guys didn't have sidewalk chalk. You might have written on sidewalks with your regular chalk, but you didn't have the big fat grip it like this.
Yeah, horse leg size.
Yeah. You see what I'm coming from? So I think the chalk itself, I would argue, was out before Bubbles. I'm talking about enjoyment bubbles for fun, not just a bubble in general. But I think if we're talking specifically sidewalk chalk, I'm going Bubbles.
Did you say Joy Bubbles?
Well, I meant Bubbles for a good time. I mean,
the hardest I ever saw my friend Brian laugh at something random was a radio story that said a man had his name changed legally to Joy Bubbles, and not 2 words, but Joy Bubbles. It was Joy Bubbles, and he laughed for 20 minutes about that.
see, you're probably right. Had the Liberty Bell been made in Hillsboro, it would not have cracked.
Yep. All right. Brady said sidewalk chalk came first. Todd disagreed. Blowing soap bubbles has been enjoyed by children for over 400 years, as evidenced by 17th century Flemish paintings showing children blowing bubbles with clay pipes. Chalk art or street painting has been recorded throughout Europe since the 16th century and is a performance art form recognized around the world and enjoyed by kid artists too. So, from the looks of this, 17th century for bubbles, 16th century for sidewalk chalk.
I thought you said 14th century at the beginning of that about bubbles.
No, 17th.
Poop.
So the circle gets the square.
Which is pretty close to Amsterdam. They were doing more with clay pipes and just bubbles.
See, that's where your
fact.
That's where your knowledge of the world is so much better than my very limited knowledge, because all I know is I didn't have sidewalk chalk. I didn't know anybody that had sidewalk chalk. Nobody had it until we were older. So therefore,
I wasn't even tapping into world knowledge there. I just kind of went basic. The cavemen kind of used something like chalk from limestone. I just figured it had to be around.
But you see where I'm coming from. I mean, like
I didn't know the Flems had it.
That would be like saying like colored chalk. I mean,
yeah,
chalk in general has been out a while, but I bet colored chalk hasn't been. I wonder when that came out.
Don't know.
I don't know.
And how do they make it? Colored chalk.
Don't know. All right, Todd. Which came first? The horseshoes game or hand grenades?
Jarts.
Charts.
I'm sorry. It looked like I was looking up the answer, but I was Googling something before you even said that. What came first, horseshoes or hand grenades?
The horseshoes game, not just horseshoes you put on horses.
Well, now see, that goes back to the chalk thing, like sidewalk chalk or chalk. So horseshoe game. The
horseshoes game. So this spells it out, the horseshoes game.
Right. I do like that. Because horseshoes, you know what I mean? Horseshoes in general.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's pretty innovative to just say, hey, let's take something that we already have readily available and just start throwing them at something to make it fun. I mean, obviously, hand grenades is probably a broad category, and I'm sure they've evolved. But then again, I mean, horseshoes have been around a long time, and rods have been around a long time. So, like, I could imagine, like, hey, we have a horseshoe, we have a rod. Let's throw the horseshoe up against the rod for some drunken fun. I'm going to say hand grenades definitely would have probably been, what, World War I? Before, obviously, tanks were big in World War I. But I don't know that there was a battle before, any kind of conflict before World War I where they would have had hand grenades. Unless they're counting like the Molotov cocktail type thing, like a bottle of fuel and with a rag in it and lit on fire, unless they're counting that. And you don't really know what they're counting because they don't explain that. But then again, that wasn't called a grenade. Sorry, I'm doing all my thinking out loud. Otherwise, it would just be me sitting here silent. I'm going to go horseshoes, the game. Maybe not in the way that it was packaged and sold to us. Definitely not when they made them a wooden rod and rubber horseshoes. That nonsense. But I'm going to say there was a game played with since they were so readily available and just laying around. And I'm going to say that somebody came up with the idea that, hey, let's. It probably was by accident. Like somebody probably just took some old horseshoes and like just threw them out of the way and like, oh, we could make a game to see how close we can get to something by throwing these horseshoes. But I think hand grenades in the way we know them would have been the early 1900s. So I'm going horseshoes.
Brady, agree or disagree? Horseshoes came first.
Todd has sound logic.
You know, it's always been my problem with this game is like a weapon that you can throw by hand that will explode. It's been around a lot longer than what I think of as a hand grenade, but I don't know what they're calling a hand grenade.
Todd's logic is sound. And I don't know this for a fact, but I'm going on two pieces of self-invented or like just concoctions in my head. I'm going by those things in Tom and Jerry. They were like a round ball that they would light. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they would light it up. So I think those I seems like I've seen those in like some Revolutionary War thing, and I don't know if those are hand grenades, but where I kind of go, I don't think horseshoes would have been thrown around for fun because that would be like us taking our tires off of our vehicles and throwing them around when we're using them. But I think when the horseless carriage came around, all of a sudden they had this glut of horseshoes and nothing to do with them. And let's make them a game. So I'm going to go hand grenades came first.
Okay. So Todd says the horseshoes game came first. Brady disagrees. The horseshoes game of pitching the iron came from the game of quoits, Quoits, which was based on an old Grecian game of discus throwing using horseshoes.
No.
In 1869 in England, official rules were set up for the game. The word grenade comes from the Spanish word for pomegranate, which referred to the general size of the weapon. The first use of hand grenades appears to have been almost 200 years earlier in the English Civil War against the Jacobites around 1689. So Brady disagrees. He is correct. Hand grenades.
Did they
came
light
first.
up like at Tom and Jerry, I think?
I don't know.
No, they were freaking pomegranates.
They were rotten pomegranates with what do you call it? Gunpowder in them.
Yeah, I'm playing sore loser. That's why this game sucks. It just it doesn't make any sense. It's like hand grenades come from pomegranates, and people threw pomegranates before the beginning of time. I mean, they weren't hand grenades. Damn it, they were pomegranates.
No, they just named it after a pomegranate because that was the general size. All right, Brady.
See.
Which came first? The San Francisco trolley or Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat?
Oh, gosh. I'm not even going to overthink this one. I'm going to go with my guts. Trolley.
Okay.
Because if there was no trolley, there would be no commercial. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Cling, 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 cling. So the trolley had to come first.
Okay. Todd? Agree or disagree?
See, I'm like I've been bitten too many times because I damn well know rice was around before trolleys.
But was
But it's
the
gonna be like,
Aroni?
well, actually, there was a food shaped much like rice, and it was called rice, but it had a T at the beginning. It was trice, but actual Rice-A-Roni was not boxed until. So I don't know what they want here. Rice has been around longer than trolleys. Agreed?
Agree.
And I'm assuming that people that ate it in San Francisco thought it was a treat long before the trolleys. Even if it wasn't as widely dispersed until the trolley. So your argument is that you couldn't have dispersed it without the trolley. So therefore it wouldn't have. Is that what you're saying, Brady?
No, I'm just saying, like, the trolley that was pictured at the commercial and everything, the trolley is synonymous with San Francisco. When I went there when I was 7 or 8, that was the thing I looked forward to the most, was getting to ride the trolley, like on the Rice-A-Roni commercial. And even though I'd never eaten Rice-A-Roni, but I'd seen it on the commercial and it looked cool. So I'm saying that they're using trolley cachet to sell products. That's why I'm thinking the trolley came first.
And by the way, in case you didn't remember the story I told on this podcast, the trolleys don't stop at intersections. FYI.
You know what? You got to risk it for the biscuit. I'm saying Rice-A-Roni was first.
Okay. Brady says the San Francisco trolley came first. Todd disagrees. The first day of service for the Market Street Railway's 33 18th and Park trolley bus line was October 6, 1935, launching the start of the popular San Francisco trolley. Today, the route between Mission and Waller Streets remains the same as it was. Another San Francisco treat, Rice-A-Roni, was inspired when a neighbor of the DiDomenico family served a rice pilaf style recipe. The DiDomenicos mixed a dry soup mix with rice and vermicelli at their grain plant in 1958, and the rest is history. So the San Francisco trolley did come before the San Francisco treat.
I thought I was about ready to lose that one. I thought
Playing from behind is never good.
No.
I got to take chances.
you got a hone for the scone.
And it's 8-2.
It is.
All right, Todd.
Brady's in the Bairn.
Well,
Speaking
Brady
of
is not
kind
in
of.
the Baron yet because he can only get a point here.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
I guess he could get 2.
No, because my question.
Right. It's your question. So he can only get 1. So he can't win.
I'm going down the barren pathway.
All right, Todd, this question's right from your wheelhouse. Which came first? Cabbage Patch Dolls or Garbage Pail Kids?
Well, my memories. It's tough because, like, I was exposed to Cabbage Patch Kids before I was exposed to Garbage Pail Kids. Just for content. I mean, like, you know what I mean? And I want to even say that Garbage Pail Kids was kind of a play on Cabbage Patch Kids as far as the name. You know what I'm saying? Like the same Cabbage Patch Kids, Garbage Pail Kids. I'm going to say Cabbage Patch Kids came out in the 70s, maybe even late 60s. Garbage Pail Kids was definitely 80s, maybe very late 70s, early 80s. I'm going to say Cabbage Patch Kids came first.
Okay. Brady, agree or disagree the Cabbage Patch Dolls came first?
Cabbage Patch Dolls, yeah.
Yeah, I agree because like what made Garbage Pail Kids funny is because it was capitalizing on the zeitgeist of the Cabbage Patch. There'd be no garbage pail if there was no Cabbage Patch. So I agree.
All right. So Todd says Cabbage Patch Dolls came first. Brady agrees. Xavier Roberts, or Xavier Roberts, I don't know how it's pronounced, began his fabric sculpting for dolls in the 1970s and started selling, quote, little people, unquote, with birth certificates at arts and crafts shows. Arts and crafts shows.
Farts
The popularity of these dolls soon got media attention, and Original Appalachian Artworks Incorporated contracted with Roberts to produce replicas of his originals in 1982, changing the name of the figures to Cabbage Patch Dolls. The Cabbage Pail Kids trading cards created by the Topps Company in 1985 also included birth certificate information. The parody appeared so strong that Topps was sued for infringing on the Cabbage Patch trademark. So Cabbage Patch Dolls did come first. Todd is correct. Brady also gets a point.
Circle gets the square. Now Brady is in the Bairn.
Yes.
I'm literally in the Bairn. I'm looking for that picture I was just sending you guys. My friend Kyle sent it to me. It was like some parody, Macho Man Randy Cabbage. It kind of looked like the Jolly Green Giant. Made me think of that.
All right, Brady.
C.
Which came first? Rocky or Rocky Horror Picture Show?
See, the 80s kid in me is so hung up on Rocky 3 and Rocky 4.
That's with me. Like, yeah. By the way, did you see that new movie that's coming out? That where like it's about Sylvester Stallone riding right. It looks fantastic. Like the guy they have playing Sylvester Stallone is a ringer.
Yeah. I mean, Rocky, I know, won an Academy Award, everything. I'm trying to exactly put a year on it. So I'm thinking Rocky was like 76 or 77. 78 tops. And Rocky Horror, I don't think Tim Curry, Barry Bostwick, and Susan Saran Wrap, they hadn't gotten huge yet.
Barry Ballsack and Susan Saran Wrap. There's a real Eric.
That's a cut.
Yep.
My gut is telling me Rocky, but I'm not confident. Not confident at all.
Okay. Todd. Brady says Rocky came first. Agree or disagree?
I'm like Brady. I
I mean, obviously, I love the original Rocky. I mean, Rocky might have been one of those movies I saw out of order. I might have seen Rocky 2 before I saw Rocky 1.
Oh, I saw 3 and 4 before I even. Yeah, I've never seen Rocky 2.
I need really.
Yeah.
How do you watch Blasphemous?
1, 3, 4, 5.
You say just told me that she saw Terminator 2 before Terminator 1.
Makes sense.
Nonsense.
Aliens and Aliens is before Alien.
I will say this though. I think I know the answer to this. I do think they were very close, but I only know this, I think, because of obviously my family and the theater thing. And Riley and Celia actually, Celia was Magenta in Southern States. Which, by the way, every once in a while I see a picture. What a fun night that was! Mexican restaurant, some Southern States, yeah, very good times. Not very often you can get 20 people out together to go have a good time. And I just think I remember that being mid 70s, and I think Rocky was maybe a little later. So I'm guessing maybe Rocky Horror Picture Show was 74, 75ish, and Rocky was maybe 77ish, something like that. Yeah. I'm going to say Rocky Horror Picture Show.
All right. So Brady says Rocky came first. Todd disagrees. The film that launched Sylvester Stallone to stardom, featuring the song Gonna Fly Now and often imitated line Yo Adrian, came out in 1976. The Rocky Horror Picture Show was also a hit and continues to be a cult favorite, featuring the song The Time Warp and the often imitated line Frankenfurter, it's all over. I wouldn't have thought that as an imitated line, but
there's no lines from that stand out to me.
No.
More about the songs.
Yeah. It came out just a year earlier in 1975. So Rocky Horror Picture Show came first.
Nice.
Brady is incorrect. Todd gets a point and is still alive.
Doesn't the Kyle King rule say that Brady loses a point there? He's in the barn.
He must back out of the barn.
You can't just hang out in the barn.
All right, Todd. Which came first? The Terminator or the Predator?
Did we literally just talk about the Terminator?
We did.
Wow.
Funny how that worked out.
Man, I'm trying to think back because I saw Predator at a theater or at the drive-in, I think. Man, they're close. This is just like the Rocky and Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're very close. Oh, gosh. But I want to say Terminator was slightly earlier.
Okay.
Gosh.
Brady, agree or disagree?
Terminator 2 is actually a bigger seller than Terminator.
Right.
But Terminator put Arnold on the map, kind of, which led to him getting roles like crap, blanked out, like Commando and
starring
Predator
TV's Alyssa
and
Milano.
Kindergarten Cop. But
it's not a Tuma.
Twins.
A Tuma. But Terminator, I don't know how they consider it a cult classic, but it's not as white. Well, it's kind of like Alien. They weren't as a big of a deal as their sequels were, and that's rare. It's usually, but I agree with Todd. I think it's going to be the original Terminator was voiced.
Coward. You coward. Coward. That's a coward's technique. Coward.
As Herm said, you play to win the game.
Right. gosh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger starred in both of these successful box office thrillers. The Terminator debuted in 1984. Did Arnold fulfill his famous line, "I'll be back," by coming back to play in The Predator? Yes, as that movie debuted 3 years later in 1987. The Terminator did come first. Brady gets a point, or 2 points. Todd actually gets a point, but
No, I got 2 points. Brady got
oh, right. You're correct. My bad. Brady gets a point for agreeing. Todd gets 2. However, the game is over.
Got to win by 4.
Win by 4.
It's the Martin Luther King rule.
Martin Luther King.
That's the Rufus King rule. Yeah.
It's the Bernard King rule.
All right. Brady
Those of you that don't know,
victorious.
Bernard King was a classic NBA great from the 70s and 80s. Washington Bullets, right?
Yep.
No, I thought he was New York
Knicks.
Knicks.
You're thinking of
I think
artist
Bernard.
Gilmore. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm positive Bernard King was a Knicks.
side bet here.
Yes.
See,
I'll
I
take
always
you
thought
up
it
on
was-
that.
I always thought it was Bernard King until the basketball rap. It's Bernard King.
All right. So what do we do here? Because he played with the New Jersey Nets, the Utah Jazz, the Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks, and the Washington Bullets.
Oh.
So we all win.
Most well known for the Knicks.
Think so. Tennessee. I didn't know he was a volunteer.
Read his Wikipedia. It will tell you he's more well known for being with the Knicks than any of those other teams.
It was close, man. He
You
was
were.
with the Knicks for 5 years and with the Knicks and with the Bullets for 4 years. And see, but think about this: 87 to 91. That's when I would have been tuning in more Bullets.
Yeah, that's true.
But his best 5 years were from 82 to 87 on the Knicks.
With Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, he. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he did make. He was an all-star in 82, 84, 85, 91. So actually,
When Curtis Blow was rapping basketball and he was talking about Bernard King, he was talking
Bernard
about
King.
Bernard
Well,
King, the Knick.
he was a 4-time NBA All-Star.
The pill.
One of those years, he was a Golden State Warrior.
Warrior.
2 of those years, he was a New York Knick, and one of them, he was a Washington Bullet.
So my assertion stands. His
All
best
in-
years were at the Knicks.
All NBA second team, 19 and 82, Golden State Warriors. All NBA third team, 19 and 91, Washington Bullets. NBA
Yeah.
Comeback Player of the Year, 1981.
Him
Golden
and
State
Fat
Warriors.
LeVere did not team up.
I think
in
we're both
Denver.
wrong, actually. Most of his accolades come from two different teams. 80 rookie team, obviously 78, which was Utah or New Jersey Nets. I don't remember him playing for the Jazz at all, but
I
that would
don't
have been
either.
What is this fat lever slander I'm hearing?
No. I was just dropping Fat Lever
Don't make me break out UA Blob
or Granville Waiters.
or Kelly Tripucka. Lafayette Fat Lever. Eric, where was he most known for playing?
Denver.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a Trailblazer for 2 years, a Nugget for 6, and a Maverick for 4. I do remember him going to the Mavericks late in his career.
We'll just have to get on here and shoot the bull about
Oh, yeah,
classic
it-
NBA
Arizona
name
State.
drop.
How about UA Blob? I
In
know
Indiana.
spell that.
He was a Maverick, wasn't he?
So
I thought he was a pacer too.
Obviously, he was a German.
Yes.
Him and Detlef Schrempf.
Went to college in Indiana.
Yes.
He was a Maverick. Most of his, and then a Warrior, a Spur, a Basket Napoli, and Alba Berlin. He didn't have actually. He had a very short career.
Here's the deal. There was an NBA universe where UA Blob, Granville Waiters, Randy Brewer, and who else? And UA Blob. They were all playing at the same time.
Really.
Yep.
They were big men.
How about
Yep.
Kelly Tripucka? Where'd he go to college?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Played for the Pistons.
He was a Piston for 5 years, a Jazz for 2 years. That's just silly. That's why that name's dumb. You can't be a Jazz. You can be a Piston. You can be a
Which-
Buck. You can be
Can't
a.
be a- it should
you
be the
can't-
Miami Heats.
You can't be a Jazz.
The Heats and the Magics.
I wish that this was set up like Spotify. You know, if you go to like you look up Sticks on Spotify and you scroll down, you'll see like bands like this or whatever. I wish
Yeah.
you could like look up Kelly Tripucka and look at players like this.
Yeah. Gosh. There's our
Um,
app
Otis-
idea. We'll make millions.
Otis Bird Dong.
Adrian Dantley.
The world be
Adrian
free.
Dantley though, because I remember when that trade happened from the Mavericks to the Pistons, or was it the opposite of that? It was from the Mavericks to the Pistons because they traded. Well, who was it they traded? Was it Rick Mahorn? Was it?
That's
I
getting
know.
deep in the weeds for me.
Right. I
And
remember.
Mahorn was after Tripucka.
I do remember Dantley coming to the Pistons. He was with the Pistons in 86 through 89.
Wasn't Dantley's best
Oh.
years in Denver also?
I know what I'm thinking of. It was Mark Aguirre.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark
that makes
Aguirre,
sense.
yeah.
He was with Milwaukee too.
This is where we lose every single person who might.
Yeah,
even be
everybody's
coming in.
checked out. They've tuned out now.
Actually, our numbers have gone up.
So if you just joined us, we're talking about classic 80s basketball players. But I do remember, I can't remember if Dantley if he came to the Pistons from the Mavericks. I can look right here, actually.
So where did Mark Aguirre go to college?
So, okay, so here it is. So he was with the Mavericks
Oh.
after the Pistons.
Correct.
Dantley was. So Dantley must have been traded for Maguire.
Yeah.
Or is it
Aguirre.
Aguirre? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
Back
else was
when I
on
would
that?
actually watch the NBA.
Who else was on that fat lever Denver Nuggets team though?
I know Doug Moe was the coach.
On the Nuggets team, Adrian Dantley was on that team with Fat Liver.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure he was. So I remember the Sports Illustrated cover with the rainbow Denver Nuggets jersey.
So, here it is. Okay, Alex English. That's who I was thinking.
There you
of.
go.
Alex, yeah, that's who I'm thinking of, not Adrian Dantley. My bad.
Yeah. So here are the retired numbers. This in itself will be a fun topic. If every NBA wiki has a retired numbers category. So Alex English, Fat Lever, David Thompson, Byron Beck, Dan Issel,
Dan Issel.
Yeah.
Dikembe Mutombo,
Really?
and Doug Moe. I'm not surprised about Dikembe Mutombo. I'm kind of surprised that what's his name isn't on there. That Chris Jackson. He ended up being like
Mahmoud
Abdul
Mamu
Rauf.
Abhar.
Anywho, Hall of Famers: Dan Issel, David Thompson, Alex English, Sarunas Marcellunas. I liked him a lot. Spencer Haywood, Dikembe Mutombo, Allen Iverson, George McGinnis, Charlie Scott, Bobby Jones, Tim Hardaway,
Hmm.
Walter Davis, Chauncey Billups,
Chauncey?
and Carmelo Anthony.
Some of these people only spent a few years in Denver and better known elsewhere.
Right. Well, Tim Hardaway was more of a Golden State Warrior.
Bobby Jones
But
is
he-
more 76er.
Chauncey
Penny
Billups.
Hardaway. Wait a minute. Tim Hardaway. Penny Hardaway?
No, Tim
No.
Hardaway.
Different.
Tim
yeah,
Hardaway. Tim
was with
Hardaway
the
was
Heats too.
Tim Hardaway was more known as a Warrior. He was with Chris Webber and
Chris
Chris
Mullin.
Mullin and Marciunas.
Didn't he win a championship with the Heats though?
Tim Hardaway? I
Yeah.
remember him playing for the Heat. But
Okay.
now Chauncey Billups was more known for the Pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carmelo Anthony was, as a matter of fact, did he play for anybody other? late in his career, he went to the Knicks, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
bust there.
homecoming thing for him.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I didn't realize all this, but Denver Nuggets, then the Knicks, Oklahoma City, Houston Rockets, Portland Trailblazers, and Los Angeles Lakers. I didn't realize he.
That was in the lean years.
Right. It was Denver Nuggets and the Knicks were his two big. He spent total 14 years between Denver and New York.
Wow.
I didn't realize he played that long.
He came out of college young, man. He played 1 year. He was about like 19 when he hit the NBA.
Saya just messaged me a little bit ago at 10:20 and said, "I don't know what's going on, but you guys are set in a repeat loop pattern on my phone and Ethan's phone. I think you've timed out on Facebook Live. I don't know how we could. We've been on there longer than that before.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well,
Does that mean it's time to wrap up
so
here?
long, farewell. So there's
I'll be
Ethan
there.
saying he's listening to us with Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway. Yeah.
He did,
Yeah, I thought so.
son. I'll kick you out of this house if you do.
No, the Heat, not the Suns.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Yeah.
I gotta look it up. Must not be on a loop then. If he saw that.
Well, she said Facebook. We're still on YouTube's.
Oh, he's on YouTube now. So
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway, Timothy Dwayne Hardaway Sr. All right. 89 to 96 Golden State, 96 to 2001 Miami Heat. My bad. And then 2001, 2002 a Maverick, 2002 a Nugget, 2003 a Pacer.
His career wasn't really that long, was it?
Not really, no. The old knuckleballer.
Yeah.
Where'd he go to college?
Tim Hardaway?
You
know?
Is it out west?
Wasn't a major college, was it?
Not really.
Maybe not.
We went to high school in Illinois. He went to UTEP.
Hmm.
I hadn't heard of UTEP in forever. Is he the most famous
Utepian.
Epian?
Actually, Tully Blanchard and Blackjack Mulligan and Dusty Rhodes are before they changed their name from West Texas State to UTEP.
Oh, here you go, guys. Basketball. We need to have an entire episode to us just looking things up on Wikipedia and spitting out classic basketball facts.
Or
Can that
random
work?
facts in general.
Right. But like I don't want to plan. It's just neat to just hit a link.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's your Basketball Hall of Fame from UTEP. Tim Hardaway, Don Haskins.
Yep.
Nolan Richardson.
Yep. Nolan Richardson was on that team that beat Kentucky in the national championship
Well,
first.
the whole 1966 national championship team.
Yeah.
And Nate Archibald.
Archibald. I didn't know that Nate Archibald went there.
Is that Tiny?
Tiny.
Is
Yeah.
that Tiny? He went to DeWitt Clinton High School. College, Arizona Western, 1966 and 1967 through 67. And then UTEP, 67 through 70. Drafted by who's he drafted by?
Archibald, I think, wasn't he a Bullet?
He was a Celtic for a while, but he wasn't drafted by them.
I'm going to stick
Cincinnati
Bullet.
Royals.
He never played for the Celtics or the Bullets. He played for the New York Nets. He played for the Boston Celtics. And he played for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Cincinnati Royals.
Drafted by the Cincinnati Royals / Kansas City Omaha / Kansas City Kings.
Yep.
Man.
Which eventually became
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Kings. And see, this is how we could do the episode. Then we just say, okay, who else was a Cincinnati Royal?
Oscar Robertson.
Big
Jack
O.
Twyman.
Jerry Lucas.
Let's see. See if you got
Bob Cousy was a player coach.
Yeah.
hang on a minute here. Are they? Oh, somehow I got. Did you guys know? I didn't know Doug Christie was the current head coach of the Sacramento Kings.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't either.
So I don't pay any attention to the NBA now.
I thought that Vlade was something with him.
Vlade Divac.
He was definitely a Sacramento King.
Yeah. Clyde Lovelet and guard George King. This is looking at Maurice Stokes.
Yep.
Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at names here. That
I
shouldn't
was gonna
be.
say Chamberlain was not a Cincinnati Royal.
Oscar Robertson era. A team included Twyman, Wayne Embry, Bob Boozer. Is that Carlos Boozer's dad?
I believe it is.
Which would be the Duke Boozer boys' grandpa. Bucky Buckhorn, Tom Hawkins, and Adrian Smith.
Adrian's mad.
He had the best hair on the team. In '63, guess who joined him?
Maxwell Caulfield. Sorry.
Jerry
West.
Lucas.
Interesting.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Bob Cousy actually coached.
Is there an echo in here?
Did you say that already? My
I
bad.
did.
I was searching when you said it. And there's the Nate Archie's bald coming in here. And then you said Tom Arsdale, didn't you?
I did not. But
Two names that'll get Todd's dander up. We've not talked about Jack Sikma.
Oh, God. there is not a more repulsive basketball player in the history of basketball than Jack Sikma.
He's a Hall of Famer, man.
He just big white
he's
space
Viking
filler.
he's the commensurate Sonic.
I remember him as a buck. As a matter of fact, the Bucks always bored me. They were boring as beans, all of them. You had Fred Roberts, Frank Burkowski, Jack Sikma,
Randy Brewer.
all of them. Just a bunch of.
All right.
Let me see. Hey, real quick. There's got to be somebody else in that team. Let's look at their Hall of Fame and their. Okay.
Who, the Sonics?
No, the Bucks.
Oscar Robertson.
Kareem.
Okay, Hall of Famers. Oscar Robertson. Kareem.
Robertson, not Robinson. Don't say Robinson.
I know. Dave Cowens.
Mm.
A lot of these guys didn't stay at Milwaukee. Nate Archie's bald.
Aguirre.
Bob Lanier.
Uh,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Alex English. Moses Malone. Adrian Dantley. Gary Payton. Guy Rogers. Ray Allen. Sidney Moncrief. He was another one that was just boring.
Sidney
as beans.
Moncrief, yeah.
Jack Sikma. Gosh. Bob Dandridge. Tony Kukoc.
Oh.
Paul Gasol.
Hmm.
And then Hall of Famers are Oscar Robertson, Tony Kukoc. Oh, he's in the Milwaukee Bucks Hall of Fame. Andrew Bogut. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was he
Paul Gasol.
played solid, man.
Yep. And then the retired numbers is Oscar, Junior Bridgman, Sidney Moncrief, Marquise Johnson, Bob Dandridge, John McLaughlin, Bob Lanier, Brian Winters, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Notice that Jack Sikma, Jack Sick, is not. He did not have his jersey retired.
I guarantee he is retired by the Sonics, a.k.a. the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You think so?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
See, why do I remember Jack Sikma with the Bucks and you remember him with the Sonics?
Well, he won. They won a championship at Seattle when I was young. And he was
79.
one of the He was a
Right,
number
so-
one draft choice. Super
Where'd he go
70
to college?
Sports. Out west.
Washington.
Yeah.
It wasn't 79 because Magic won it in 79. So Illinois Wesleyan. He was drafted in 77, first round, 8th overall pick. Okay, that's why I caught again 77 to 86.
Magic won the college championship in 79. We're talking NBA championship.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said he won the. Okay, so yeah, that's why because he's 77 to 86. He was a supersonic, and then 80. Oh, see, there he is. My, look at that hair. He looks fake.
he looks like a Lego guy with that hair helmet.
Right. Straight out of the Twilight Zone. He was known for his trademark reverse pivot, boring ass step back
Looks like a surfer there.
clam launcher.
I think he's lead singer for Offspring too.
First off, listen to this. This is your move. It was called the Sigma move. Trademark reverse pivot and step back behind the head jumper, aka bullshit.
Uh,
It says, see, and this is right there's where I hated him because he wore a perm.
Everybody did then.
This says he was a page boy early in his career, which is the haircut you showed earlier, and later he wore a perm.
that article even talks about his hair.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And here he went all Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I do remember that at the end. Sigma married Sean Strickland, a model, in 1984. Of course he did. Their son Luke played for the University of Portland Pilots and plays professionally in Greece. A younger son, Nate, played for the University of Hartford Hawks. Wow. Gosh.
This though.
God, that is
That's awful.
that's plastic. It's my shower curtain. Do you remember Fred Roberts? Did they play? Look up Fred Roberts. He looked like somebody you'd see at the feed mill in Sardinia.
In that video I sent you all, one of those guys at the feed mill.
Yeah.
I always just thought I hated the Lakers, obviously, being a Celtics fan, and I just always thought the Bucks were just a drab, boring team.
Their floor was even boring.
Everything was boring. Look at that guy, Fred Roberts. Sell you some seed.
Corn-fed Fred there, man. I bet he could whip more bud.
Corn-fed Fred. Who was the other guy? Frank Burkowski. Frank Burkowski. They had somebody else too on that team. He went to Penn State.
Really?
Yeah. Gosh, he played for. So he didn't go right to the NBA. 81-82, Kagiva Veris, Rhymes Kaffa, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and then 84-86, Seattle Supersonics. He doesn't even have his picture up there. That's how boring he was. Why would you get drafted? Why would you go play overseas for 3 years before you go to the NBA? Back then.
Practice.
Probably got more money over there than being undrafted.
Well, but he was third round, 57th overall pick in 81.
No, maybe it was still more money than that.
Yeah. All right. We need to dedicate we'll promote it as such. The Wikipedia NBA tunnel.
Well, like I said, we shouldn't limit ourselves to the NBA. It should just be the Wikipedia topic.
Well,
then
or
You just
could we
throw
do
out whatever.
or should we do that? But each of the three of us have a different route. Like one of us takes NBA, one of us takes like music or band somehow, and then one of us takes, because otherwise it'll never cross over.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
All right. We were in danger of not being a 3-hour episode, and then we had to go down the NBA rabbit hole. So that put us solidly over 3 hours. So good for us.
Good for us. What else are we going to do on a Monday night?
All right. Once again, like us, follow us on social medias, Facebook, X, and Instagrams. Listen and watch YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch,
Twitch.
Rumble and iHeartRadio app. All those other platforms as well. Probably. Search us out on your favorite podcast platform. Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
No, but somebody needs to make a montage of every time we say Twitch from the very first episode all the way through 200 and something times. Twitch.
Well, we weren't on Twitch at the beginning. So.
Right. That's a job for the historian.
Yeah. When did Twitch become a platform, historian? That's your homework.
So.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll be on next week. Maybe Monday night. We've been kind of settling on Monday night. We'll see how it goes. Look for our message. And someone take us out.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.